Armin. Harmon, he's hilarious. He's wonderful. He's not me on Facebook anymore. Thank God. He was scaring me with that because he was so good at it.
Yeah.
Comedy Writers Guild.
Comedy Writers Guild.
It's a motherfucking Comedy Writers Guild.
Comedy Writers Guild, CWG.
Signal if you can hear my voice. Here is test. Here is test. Signal if you can hear my voice.
As we cross the river into the Evergreen to the land of Tula.
Here is test. Here is test. Signal if you can hear my voice.
I remember when I built the pyramids, right? It was tough. It was tough as a motherfucker.
Yo, what is going on, my beautiful, fucked up comedy family? I hope everybody has had an amazing week. I know I have. And tonight we are here for another beautiful episode of Comedy Writers Guild. You know, Thursdays are really my new Fridays. I tell you guys that all the time. I so look forward to this every single week. And as always, I have my amazing co host, Travis Wayne. All right, so we are on episode 12. Episode 12, folks. I want to say thank you to everybody who's been coming on here religiously every week, showing your love and support. I love it. But if you're new here, let's get into how it works. Okay, so how it works is we'll start off with a joke concept or a setup, and it's your job to deliver the funniest punchline in the comments. You have 15 minutes to submit your answers or just give a thumbs up to your favorite responses. Meanwhile, we will try our best to keep you entertained with our hilarious and spontaneous banter on topics of conversation that just happen to naturally arise. Sorry, guys, getting a little cotton mouthy over here already. Just started. Actually, if you guys don't know, you guys can head on over to the Etsy shop and check out the little shirts that we got going on and the mugs. Thank you guys for support, man, for real. Didn't mean for that to be a plug, but why not? Um, so now that we all know what's going on here and how it works, again, welcome. If this is your first time, I highly encourage you to stick around, be a part of the fun, throw some comments out there, throw your best punchlines out there. And most importantly, if you're not going to participate, just give a thumbs up to who you thought had the most creative punchline. Now, that being said, let's get on to what this is all about. The first joke concept of the night. What subject should be taught in every school, which isn't? Okay. Now that Travis has that up on the screen, what subject should be taught in every school, which isn't? And that first joke concept is a little par for the course tonight because tonight we have a special guest, and he is known as the foul mouth teacher. And a lot of you who are Kill Tony fans have seen this man's multiple appearances on Kill Tony. I've been friends with him on Facebook for a while. Really funny guy, seeing him touring and everything like that. So let's get to know him a little bit better. We got Bill Rhoades, the foul mouth teacher. What's going on, brother?
I'm pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Good, man. Good.
Excellent.
Thank you for coming on tonight, dude.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So I found you, of course, through Kill Tony. And what did you have going on before Kill Tony? What did your career look like comedy wise?
Comedy wise, I mean, I started comedy back in 2011, and just kind of hitting it pretty hard in the Austin area. The Austin scene looked a lot different back then than it does now. And I've got 3 kids. My kid's mom bailed, and so I became a single dad and just didn't have time for comedy anymore. Remarried, kind of restructured my life, got my shit together, and got started again in comedy a little more than 2 years ago. And so, I mean, I've always been writing. I write nonstop. That's just kind of my personal therapy. And so, this time getting into comedy, I was a lot more prepared than I was the first time.
Okay. Yeah. So actually, that brings us to my number one favorite question on the podcast. What does your creative writing process look like?
Um, I have Tourette syndrome and I have ADHD,
Mhm.
so I have to have some kind of structure. Whenever I started, somebody told me just to start with a family tree. Like going through all the people in your life, and pulling out stories from these people. And so that's kind of where I started. And then I liked that structure so much that I went back to like every grade that I was in school, what I can remember stories from each grade, every job that I've ever had. When I worked here, what are the people I remember from here? So it's kind of there's a process called a memory palace. That's how I remember my sets. And so basically, whenever I was coming up with concepts, I did a reverse memory palace by going back and breaking down, parts of my life into specific topics, specific eras, I guess, if you will. That's the history
Hmm.
teacher in me, so it made it easier
Hmm.
in my mind to do it that way.
I've never heard of that, the memory palace. Is that like something that's taught in like therapy for people with ADHD or something like that?
No, yeah, it should be. uh,
Yeah.
it's actually pretty cool. So, and I won't bore you guys with it, but it's a great process where, so for me, like I was a teacher. That's some of my material. And so you imagine like a house, then your house has different rooms. So my first room would be an office. That's my teaching concept stuff. And so I put 3 pieces of furniture in each room. So you have the desk. The desk is all my teacher jobs. You have the shelf, that may be all the stuff about my students. And then you're going to have a file cabinet that's going to lead into me getting fired as a teacher. And then we're going to move on to the bedroom. The bed is going to be, my wife and I. My
Hmm.
bedside table is going to be, that's where your personal stuff's at, your journal, your deep dirty secrets. And so it's just a way to memorize and compartmentalize like all of your jokes into, something visual in your head.
Well, I'm glad I asked, man, because I have everybody that follows me knows I talk about it all the time. I have very bad ADHD. So, like, I have problems with recall. So I can't like recall things right off the tip. Plus, I have dyslexia as well. So like I fumble across my words sometimes. I can't write properly. Um, so no, I'm glad I asked that. And like, you're never gonna bore us with stuff like that because that's what this podcast is about. Because somebody out there needs to hear that. Like, oh man, maybe this is like a way that will help me. So that's why I was curious about the memory palace. You also brought up the fact that you were let go as a teacher, and
Yeah.
that was something that was brought up on Kill Tony. Do you mind like diving into that? Because me and you spoke about it like personally. I hit you up and was curious one day, but like, could you let
Yeah.
everybody else know what went on with that?
First, I want to address someone's asking about VPN for Pornhub in Texas. Offender, you can still hit X videos and XNXX. You don't
Yes,
have to go to Pornhub. You don't have to use a VPN. Just a little side note. Sorry.
XNXX is a great site, dude.
Yeah, and I'm up here in Utah where the Mormons have taken over. They should put that in every hotel next to the Book of Mormon, let you know you can still visit these sites. Um, yeah, let's get back to it. So sorry, that's ADHD.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on Kill Tony. I was trying to keep it pretty hush at the school. Um, I was teaching middle school kids, man. These are the kids that are watching these clips that come out. And I had one clip that Cancel Me Comedy kept putting up that was getting 2 million views every time it got up. So it's in a lot of people's algorithms. I get HR calls me and they come to my campus, they call me into an office. They're like, "Hey, we need to investigate this. We're going to put you on admin leave for right now." they're being real nice about everything. And so they don't call me for like 3 weeks. Like I'm on admin leave, which means I'm getting paid. And finally they call me and I go in and they were giving me until basically they were like, you know, more than 50 of your students have seen your episode on Kill Tony. I was like, we need to call CPS because that's an 18 and up show. Like they shouldn't be watching this. And like
Yeah,
it
blame
was,
it on the parents.
yeah, like I mean, they were being kind of stupid and patronizing, and I was doing it right back because I thought I was just getting fired. And so
So
this
you're
was on,
going in there with your balls out. You're like,
yeah,
fuck it, I'm going out with a bang.
yeah. And so they basically gave me the ultimatum on Thursday. They're like, you can either resign or we're going to go to the school board and recommend that they terminate your contract. And so, and they're like, we're going to give you until Monday. And I just didn't call anyone Monday. I was like, it's stupid to quit. Like, I'm going to draw a paycheck until they, finally decide to fire me.
Yeah.
And called their bluff. They can't just terminate a contract. Like, they brought me back in. We had another interview, and this bitch Amy in human resources. I bring her up a lot in my material now because like Amy is like the evolution of a Karen. Karens are bitches. Amy is a cunt. And
Yo, you use her actual name too? You just don't
yeah,
use
Amy
her last
Huddleston. Like if you want to review, like send her something. I'll give you her email address. But
I'm gonna send her
she,
flowers, man.
yeah, she so she goes, it seems like you don't care if you keep your job. And she went back to my punchline on Kill Tony. She's like, tell me, are you trying to fight kids or are you trying to fuck kids? And I was like, whoa, like there's no accusations on any of this. And
Yeah.
our assistant superintendent was in there and she was like, let's back up just a minute. And she kicked Amy out of the office and we went and sat in her office, a little cozier spot instead of this big boardroom table. And she said, oh, and I said, I need an audio copy of our meeting because they were recording it and I need a grievance. She goes, we're not going to do that. I said, cool. I need an audio copy and now I need two grievances.
Yeah.
And she goes, no, I think it's in everyone's best interest that you go home. We're going to put you on admin leave for the rest of the year. And I was like, with pay? She's like, yeah. I was like, say less. Like,
Yeah.
let me turn in my stuff. They tried to get me to come back and write content for the classes, but I was like, there's no way for me to write stuff because I don't know where these kids are. If I'm not grading their
Yeah.
papers, I can't, you know,
Dude,
do anything.
you would have been perfect for sex ed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you mess with these loose girls, your dick's gonna rot off, kids. No. So yeah, she just agreed that I was gonna get paid for the rest of the year, and I quit teaching about mid-January, and I got paid through August.
So that was Amy that had that happen?
Well, it was the assistant superintendent's decision
Oh,
to finally do that, but it was Amy's comments that got me paid for the rest of the year. They were
yeah.
going to take it to the school board,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah,
and
so Amy fucked up, man.
yeah, so
That's a big fuck you to her, dude. That's awesome.
and I had to sign something that says I wouldn't sue the school district, which it's really really hard to sue a school district
Yeah.
anyway. And basically all they did was guarantee that I wasn't going to tie their attorneys up in some bullshit. So
Damn. Yeah, because that's where we were at with it last time that I spoke with you. You were like, pretty much I'm touring the country getting paid and living life. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Good for you,
yeah,
man. So yeah. Damn. That doesn't sound, I'm gonna be honest with you, doesn't sound too bad.
yeah, no, it's a blast, dude.
Yeah.
Um, and then I tried to find some other jobs. I worked at Top Golf for a while. I was a platinum administrator, like working with like high rollers, like the University of Texas football team when they brought their recruits in. So I got to go out and hit golf balls with Arch Manning and Coach Sark and stuff like that. Just kind of nice little easy job. And
Hell yeah.
I got tired of working with kids, so I left. I was doing more comedy, hitting the road more, and then I actually got an offer to go work for an autism center, which is cool. I mean, I joke around, I use retarded and stuff and all that, but I mean, I've got a pretty soft spot for kids with
Oh
autism,
yeah,
Down
yeah.
syndrome, things like that. I've worked with them
Same.
in the past, worked with Special Olympics. And so I was working for a company called ABA, ABC, yeah, Action Behavior Centers. And so I was helping out with like content and like testing, and didn't tell anyone about my comedy. And all of a sudden, somebody found out, and I have a joke where I imitate Paralympics events. And I'm like, if you don't know what the Paralympics are, it's kind of like the Special Olympics, only they're crippled and not retarded. And so my one of my bosses at the autism center saw that, and she's like, "We can't let you work here anymore." It's like I get it, that's cool. And so that's
Yeah.
the last job I've had. Since then, though, like I've helped my wife. We opened up a soda shop business in Round Rock, close to Austin,
Mhm.
things like that. So little, business income, investment income, things like that, which that money allows me to stay on the road a little bit more and do
Hell
stuff like right now I'm in Salt Lake City. That's why I'm sick, dude. I was in Texas. If you've been to Texas, like this time of year, you can chew the air. It's so humid.
yeah. Oh
And
wow.
then I went to Vegas for a few days. It's like dry and hot during the day, then it gets cold and dry at night. And so I spent 4 days there, and now I'm in Salt Lake City where the altitude is bad. I'm fat. I can't fucking breathe. They've got like all different allergies here. I've been Alka-Seltzer, cold and sinus, some kind of mucus relief. I'm
Yeah.
popping Zyrtec like they're Skittles.
You got that fucking purple drink, dude.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then the people I'm staying with, what's this new Indian pill? They call it the nickname is gas station heroin.
Oh, the rhino pill. Oh, oh, you talking about yeah,
Kratom.
kratom?
Yeah.
Kratom.
Yeah, kratom.
The people that we're staying with, this guy is like the biggest manufacturer of that stuff, like pressing it into pills.
Oh
And
shit.
so, yeah, I've slept with some of that stuff through my sickness here. That's dangerous.
Yeah, how is it? Is it like have you ever done heroin?
No, dude, I haven't done cocaine, dude. Weed's about the only thing I've ever done.
Yeah. Good for you, I think.
Yeah,
But yeah. Um how is it? How was the kratom? I tried it one time. I didn't but my body was so used to like a crazy amount of heroin that it didn't do anything for me.
honestly, dude, it just helped me sleep.
Yeah.
That was it. Like I'm more of a tequila girl, if I need anything.
Yeah, yeah, damn right. For those, because we kind of like went through everything. For those that haven't seen you on Kill Tony, what was the joke that got you canceled from the school district?
So it's the whole set really. Like they broke. I had to watch it. They kept pausing and asking me questions, and I was doing the Mark Norman thing. I was like, comedy, like it's not real. It's comedy, and it was mostly my final joke. I worked in the prison system for 8 years before I taught for 11 years, and I compared working with inmates to working with students. I'm like, they're always bitching about cafeteria food. I'm always telling them walk on the right side of the hallway. The only way to get fired from either job is to fight one or fuck one. And then
Yeah,
Amy was like, hold my beer. I've got a third way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Right.
But
Um, what would you say? Because you said since 2011 you've been doing this. What would you say is like your favorite joke that you've come up with?
I've got a pretty recent one that I love. So most of my comedy, I talk about teaching. I talk about my wife a lot. Absolutely love my wife. And so I do a lot of comedy with her. And then I talk about my kids. I've got kind of a two for one. So I was a football coach for a long time. Yeah, and, as a single dad, my kids kind of grew up. And this is a true story. My kids grew up with that varsity locker room experience, hearing a lot of stuff they shouldn't have heard. I came home from work one day. My younger son Jordan was in 5th grade, and he's playing fucking Fortnite on the Xbox Connect because his Bluetooth headset was dead. And so I hear him talking shit with this kid, and kid tells a joke, and he's like, "Well, that's not what your mom said last night." It's like, it's kind of funny, you know. And then the kid comes back, he goes, "Dude, my mom's dead." I was like, "Fuck." And then Jordan just comes right back. He's like, "Well, then I guess that's why she just laid there."
Oh
And
shit.
that's not even a joke. That's a true story.
Oh
And
my god.
so, but rolling into like my favorite joke, I was like, I lost a lot of sleep, you know, with my, you know, how much I fucked up my kids. And my wife downloaded a white noise app on my phone, which is boring. It's just, you know.
Mhm.
So I started messing around, and there's other colors on there. It's like green noise, pink noise. It's like now I fall asleep to black noise, which is, I'm just listening to people talk through movies all night. Then I,
Nah.
then I wake up to the smoke detector beeping.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, I actually had a very similar joke to that. Back when I was in like the William Montgomery phase, when I was like still doing him, I can't remember it right now, but it was something about pretty much a black noise machine is just like a boombox with you get where I'm going with it.
Yeah.
Like a black noise machine, but I can't remember verbatim. But yeah, no, that's awesome. I like how you threw in at the end the fucking chirp.
So and I had one of my black friends help me out, and he said if you've got black people in the crowd, instead of the chirp, say now I wake up to. He said slam your hand on something and go domino, motherfucker. It's like, which is great because like that gets the culture, or people who have been in prison get that too.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. What would you say like your most favorite moment in your comedy career has been? I would think the HEB Center.
Yeah. So HEB Center, hard number one. I have a close second. I did an open mic at a spot, and Colin Quinn was supposed to be headlining the next night, and he was actually at the open. I did a 5 minute open and just like blah 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 blah. Got as much freaking information in a 5 minute spot as I could. And he told me, he was like, "Dude, when people are laughing, you got to shut the fuck up."
Oh yeah.
I was like, I totally get it. I was like, it's my first time here. I'm not from here. I just wanted to kind of get some material out. And he invited me to come back the next night. He said, "Do your 5 minute set, make it 10." He's like, "Not 9:50. It has to go 10 minutes or more." And so I got to come back the next night and open for him, and I did my 5 minute spot in 10:08.
Hell yeah, dude. No, that's what's up. Yeah, like getting a little bit of advice from one of the greats. That's got to
Yeah.
be a great feeling, man.
Oh yeah. I think Colin Quinn is a very underrated guy. He's you know, when people talk about their favorites and all that, I don't think he pops up on a lot of people's lists. But
True,
but
true.
that guy is a comedic genius. He's a very very funny man.
Yes, he is. Yeah, come to think of it, I never thought about it like that. Like he does not, his name doesn't run in circles like that when you're talking about favorites.
Yeah.
But he is a hilarious guy. Um, who's your favorite comedian or top
Um,
three?
I'm gonna get shit for this. Well, and I'll tell you
Oh,
my
I already know what you're gonna
so
say,
my
dude.
absolute favorite is Ron White. Ron White is my favorite. He's the reason I got started in 2011. That dude made it cool to be an asshole on stage. Currently, and I mean, I know a lot of people don't like Bert Kreischer. That dude is my spirit animal. He's a, you know, middle-aged dad with kids who likes to drink. Like,
Yeah.
you're lying if you're over 30 and you don't want to live the kind of life he lives. I'm gonna call you out on bullshit, because that dude is living how every grown ass man wishes they could live their life. Whenever I write though, it's usually either Ron White or Shane Torres. Shane Torres is a great joke writer too.
Okay. Yeah, I knew you were gonna throw Bert Kreischer in there. I've seen you go to a show. You were so excited too because you were in like the pictures, right?
Yeah,
Like, they posted pictures and you were in there because you had your shirt off and shit.
yeah,
Yeah, I give Bert, dude. I personally give Bert a lot of shit. You've probably seen me do it or
oh
heard
yeah,
me, or if you've watched the podcast, I've mentioned his name a couple times. You know, but a lot of the stuff that I do is just me being extra to be funny.
yeah.
Bert does annoy the fuck out of me.
Oh,
I'm not gonna take that back.
His
But
podcast stuff is abysmal sometimes, but
yeah,
like his dude, his specials on Netflix, like the guy came out in his first one and laid the groundwork to make all of his specials a freaking series, you
yeah,
know, and like he's doing something right because he's selling out everywhere he goes. I don't think he's great. I
yeah.
think he's very, very smart and he's great at marketing.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I was gonna give him credit, and I was gonna give him credit for that. His like work ethic, you can't beat it. It's top notch. Him
There's no
and
one
Tom.
bigger.
Tom Segura is the same way. They're
Yeah,
just like phenomenal with getting their stuff out there, and they hustle, man. So I give them a lot of respect for that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's the greatest comic, like in the least. I enjoy him because
You
the stories
identify
are
with them.
yeah.
Yeah. I could get that. Totally. Yeah. Let's see. What's like the most fun time you've had hanging out with a comic? Like a comic we would know.
Um,
Or have you ever been like starstruck, like holy shit, I'm fucking in the same room with this guy?
I'll give you 2. I was doing a show at Shakespeare's, which is a couple doors down from the mothership.
Yep.
I had a second show headliner spot, you know, late night show, and Adam Ray popped up, and he went on right before I did, and uh, I don't know if anyone in here knows Eric Biggs, but Eric and I both got like good feedback from Adam, and you know if you've ever been in a room with him, that man makes a point. If he makes eye contact with you, he's going to talk to you. Like he's just a nice guy,
Oh yeah.
and so just fun to be around. And I met Carlos Mencia last week in Vegas, and he was actually kind of funny. He's like, "Don't, I'm not stealing anyone's material. Don't worry about it," you know, and
Yeah, yeah.
kind of being funny about it. But he was actually a nice guy to meet. I don't look up to him as a comic or anything, but
Yeah.
it's cool to see people who have made it up there who are still humble.
Hey man, I'd like to meet Carlos Mencia. He gets a
Yeah,
lot of hate. He did steal jokes.
yeah.
I wish he would just kind of like double down and or at least like take some credit for that. Be like, admit it. Yeah, I stole some jokes. But
Oh yeah,
whatever. But he at one point was a legend in the game, man. You can't deny
yeah.
that. And not even with the stolen jokes, not even with the Cosby jokes and all that.
Yeah.
He had a character that he was playing. Like, yeah, his name's Ned, but he was playing Carlos, and he had a character he was playing, and he was fucking good at it.
He was doing Bill Cosby jokes in the style of George Lopez.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Yeah, but yeah, Adam Ray. There was a video one time that went around. I don't know if you remember in the old Kill Tony fans group, there was this guy named he wanted to go by Cripple Chris.
Yeah,
Right? And he was like I think he was paralyzed from the neck down. And this guy would send me jokes all the time, man. And rest his soul. Don't mean to talk ill about the deceased, but his jokes were like he must have used Chat GPT or something, because Chat GPT can't write worth a fuck.
yeah.
So his jokes were horrible, but I was like, yeah, man, keep working at it, whatever. Well, somebody was at Shakespeare's, and Adam Ray happened to be there, and he's singing, and he sang a song directly to Cripple Chris, and I thought that was the most amazing thing. That's when like I was like, Adam Ray is a great fucking guy, man.
You're talking where was this at?
At Shakespeare's.
Yeah, that's the night I was there.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
You were there when he sang that song?
yeah. I went on stage right after him
No
when he sang that
shit.
song. Yeah,
That's awesome, man. Yeah. Yeah, Chris has since passed away,
yeah,
unfortunately, but I remember making like a little dedication post to him. Chris, hopefully you're watching if there's an afterlife. But yeah, it was just cool how Adam Ray was just like heard about this comedy fan and gave him a shout out. And you just made me think of it because you said Shakespeare's and Adam Ray, and then it
yeah,
ended up being the same fucking night that
yeah.
happened. What are
It
the
was that night.
That's crazy. Yeah. So what do you have going on now, man? Would you like to plug anything? You have anything coming up?
For the first time in a long time, I'm gonna go home and not have anything on my schedule.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's been I don't know, just a lot of these, Eric and I came up here to Salt Lake City back in February. We did a comedy rumble. Then we got to do a showcase, basically kind of co-headline at Wise Guys in Salt Lake City. We went up to Colorado with me, Eric Biggs, Brent Bradley, Matt Butera. We did our Dad Bod comedy show up there.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of fun. And I mean, I still hit little shows all over Austin here and there. I mean, I've got people that are sending me message for, little 10-minute shows, 15-minute setups and all that. There's a new kid that just popped up in Austin who goes by Gonzo. He put on a show at Shakespeare's that I was on about 3 weeks ago. That was a great show. Like, that kid promotes the hell out of stuff. Like, he's out barking and
I never
doing all.
heard of him.
Yeah, no, he's brand new, dude. I met him the night after. So I met him night 2 of the HEB show, and he was only 2 months in at that time. But like,
Hmm.
the kid grinds. There's a lot of stuff going on. Joe Filey,
Yeah.
who I saw him in here earlier, JFC Entertainment. He's doing a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
putting on shows and yeah. So I mean,
Yeah,
there's always work in Austin, but as far as hitting the road, I have nothing planned as of yet.
good. Well, you got the business going on now too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to plug that and like say something about that, or you just
Yeah, just the idea behind it. When my wife and I met, I was living in Granger, Texas, a little shithole town, and she lived up here in Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City's pretty Mormon populate, high Mormon population. They don't drink alcohol, tea, or coffee. They drink sodas like crazy, and so they've got these soda shops on like every corner, and they're really, really good. The first one I had, it was like Dr. Pepper with raspberry puree and like heavy cream,
oh,
and it was good. So I was like, dude, these would kill in Texas because like Dr. Pepper is like Texas champagne,
I
and
know,
so
Ashtray Campbell.
I ended up cashing out my teacher's retirement and throwing it all out there, and so we got this business started up.
Hell yeah. And so
So
you're doing that in Texas.
yeah, so
Nice,
it's
nice.
called Fizz Fusion. Fusion is spelled with a Z, FIZZFUZION. And yeah, all of our drinks are named after, they're Texas names, like the Lone Star, Willie and Waylon, the Longhorn, stuff like that.
Yeah, you got to get like a round white one with some alcohol in there.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be good. Well, I wish you the best of luck with all your endeavors, man. Whether it be comedy or your business or whatever you have going on in the future, it's always a pleasure talking to you. And I love what you're doing, man. Keep it up.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, man. Have a great night.
All right, thanks, Harmon. Thank you, Travis.
Hey, take
Yep.
care, bro. Thank you.
Later. Well, that was the foul mouthed teacher, Bill Rhoades, everybody.
Yeah.
Bill's always been great.
Yeah, I think that was one of the more insightful interviews we've ever had, which they all are, but this one in particular.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh-oh, what's he up to?
Oh, he mentioned sodies and I had to get me one. Yeah, it's hot as balls up here in this attic, man. But I'm doing it for you guys, for the love of the game. So I got some sodies on ice over there that I'm trying to keep cold so that I can stay cold. And I'm drinking it out of my Comedy Writers Guild mug. You can find them on Etsy today.
Beautiful.
We don't have any sponsors, guys. You know what I mean? We're just out here doing it for the love.
Well,
Got to sponsor yourself. That's how I try to do it in AA too. It didn't work out for me,
but I mean, if they want to just, you know what I mean.
Yeah, we'll take some. We mentioned some Kratom tonight. Kratom sponsors. Nah. All right, so let's get into it. And first of all, before we get started, let me do something real quick. I've been meaning to do this. I never got a chance to open the
He's cooking, folks.
There we go. Make that full screen. All right. I needed to set that up. So the first joke concept of the night What subject should be taught in every school which isn't?
And man, oh man, there were a lot of answers. A lot of them was just like actual good answers, just useful information, like how to be comfortable in your own body. Um, but some of these were good.
Well, just like Richard Silva, how to be comfortable in your own body. How to
Yes.
identify a man and a woman.
Who cares? You judge by how feminine the penis is.
Yeah, exactly. If the dick tastes like fish, make it a dish.
Phil Lombardo said, subject, your mom. Oh, wait, that's general knowledge.
Oh, with the mom jokes. Okay, I like it.
Good one from Jordan Lee Richards. How to defend yourself from band teachers. That
Okay.
sounds very specific.
Yeah, did somebody hurt you? I don't know.
Hopefully not.
Maybe his band teacher fingered A minor. Um, Zach No Breaks Estrada said, "How to separate news and reality." I don't know, man. He's on to something with that. With all this AI technology, you can't distinguish anymore.
Yeah, news and reality, yeah, definitely not the same thing. Here's a class that I wish that I would have took. This one comes from our very own Jacob Offender Delegal. How to file your taxes but not pay them.
Yeah, they actually taught that at Trump University.
One from Chris Laban. High school health class should have a lecture on post-nut clarity and why considering it is actually important in the major life decisions involving sex. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's see. I don't know what Kyle Cheney's talking about, but he said, subject, how to freak a black and mild. What is that? How to freak a black and mild? Is that like empty it out and fucking stuff it with weed?
It's taking a black and mild and making it freaky, man.
Yeah. Well, my boy Mag, he does this thing, what he calls a freak John. And we're from Philly. So, like, John is a word around here that we use. So, they got this thing called a freak John where they like empty out a little bit of the black, stuff it with some weed, and then you smoke the weed on top, and then, the rest is tobacco. So, maybe that's what he means. I don't know.
Yeah.
But sure, Kyle.
And here comes this is basically like a new segment that we end up doing every episode, whether we like it or not. The segment is called "Hey Bacon, what the fuck." Christy Bacon says, "How to jack off in class and not get busted while busting." And she later went on to say, "They kept asking me why I'm always shaking my leg. I told them I have a nervous tick, but yeah, it makes my jeans rub the nub just right." Hey Bacon, what the fuck?
Okay. Well, just remind me, I want to add to the soundboard something that says, "Hey, Bacon, what the fuck?" Jesus, Bacon. All right. Kyle Yankowski says, subject, mushrooms and how to identify the good ones.
Ooh,
I like that.
yeah, I would major in that.
Jordan Lee Richards says, how to properly wear a trench coat. I don't know why that one got me though. That was funny.
There's another one in there. It's deep in my list, but we'll get to it eventually. It'll be a callback. Phil Lombardo says, "How to not be too much of yourself in public." Comes with a parallel course, "How to be yourself in public." I feel it.
Zach No Breaks Estrada says, how to out pizza the hut.
Oh, That's the Illuminati has entered the chat.
Yeah.
Chris Laban says, faking your way through political discussions you know nothing about with minimal suffering. 101.
Yeah.
Yeah, ChatGPT helps. Oh, and this is what Bill brought up during the interview. How to use your VPN to access Pornhub in Texas. Also Tennessee. Yeah. Yes, Xvideos is on the table, but just get the VPN. It's good for other shit.
Brian Lewis says, I would attend a class on how to poop in public without splashback or shame. Yeah. Dude, Brian Lewis, I don't know if you ever worked construction, but I've had blue balls many times from porta potties.
Jake Coulter said in Lil Wayne's voice, out of love. That's my best Lil Wayne.
That was good. And solid attempt there, Travis.
Yeah.
That was good. Out of love.
Kyle Yankowski, MMA, so kids can beat the hell out of each other progressively.
Yeah. Well, they have wrestling. Richard Silva said, Harmon is Anne Frank hiding from, oh, damn it. I just lost. From his Gustavo wife.
Gustavo. Is that what he wrote?
Yeah.
I think it auto-corrected Gestapo, or maybe he's just really confused.
He said Gustavo.
Clinton Patrick Kofia, every school should teach how to fuck bad bitches. I'll give you the class now, the full syllabus. Be in possession of cocaine.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And don't mind if they have a cock.
Yeah, exactly. You can pass the class just on that.
I love bad bitches. That's my fucking problem. And yeah, they got a cuck. Yeah, they got a cock. That's not a fucking problem. Sean Wheeler said, once you put the condom. Oh, Sean Wheeler said, once you put the condom on the wrong way, get a new one. How do you put a condom on the wrong way?
I don't know. In my opinion, it's by putting one on. I mean, gotta
True,
repopulate the earth.
That's true. That's the only right answer.
And Jake Coulter said how to be a ninja, and then he said how to find the clit.
Oh yeah,
that'd be fun to explain to 13-year-olds.
Yeah.
Also, fucking Bacon's class. Which Bacon also said how to hustle extra lunch money from the coaches. I wouldn't be suspicious of that comment if it was made by anyone else. Bacon, do we want to know how you were hustling lunch money there?
Yeah, right. I'll show you my tits. New name I think here, Zachary Melton. Zachary Melton said, "My favorite porn, the Illuminati."
I don't know if he's a new name here, but that's definitely a name I heard before. What's up, Zach?
Okay.
He's a comic, I believe, if it's the same one I'm thinking of.
I haven't seen him in the guild yet.
Well, welcome.
Yeah.
Kyle Yankowski says, how to refill your mom's bottle of vodka with some water to get away with it.
Yes. Dude, when I was younger, man, I used to have fucking my dad coming up to me holding a bottle of vodka that was completely frozen. He's like, you want to explain to me how this happened? I was like, I don't know. The freezer must be broke. That shit's on like -140 C. Bill Rhoades actually hopped in. He said, just bring back real dodgeball and teach kids not to be pussies. Amen, Bill. Bill would know.
Yeah, I'm glad I missed that one. Even though I was definitely the last picked. Kyle Yankowski, how to make a fake Facebook profile to place the blame on somebody imaginary and receive no accountability. Who would do that?
Yeah. I wonder who.
Oh, here's another one from Bacon. Bacon says, they need to teach how to fuck bitches and get funny.
Yes, they do. But that's what we're here for. This is the school that teaches you that. But speaking of fucking bitches getting funny and the previous comment, I was thinking about bringing somebody onto the podcast. You know, doing something a little different. Yeah, if you catch my drift. I don't know if you do, Travis, or if you're just like going along with what I'm saying.
I'm going along with what you're saying.
Yeah, man. I was thinking about maybe somebody that like has some conflict with whatever's going on at CWG. Why don't we bring them on and give them a voice, man, and voice their frustration or whatever the fuck is going on in their head? Maybe we could get some clarity out of that, or not. If anything, we just get some great content.
I mean, do what you will.
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
I'm all into either allowing somebody to speak their mind because I can bite my tongue and sit back and see what your confused point of view sounds like or looks like to you, or I'm into ripping into a bitch. And I can do either or. So I think you guys understand the CWG OG members understand what I'm talking about. Do you guys think that would be fun? You know, have somebody on here who is uh maybe lashed out at CWG for God knows what reason, to be honest with you, because I feel like I'm always fair.
The comments are pretty
Understanding of what I'm saying.
they're not that into it. They're a little
No,
bit no, there's a lot of don't do it. This is drama waiting to happen. I'm 50-50. Oh, I
who's
see one yes.
Amanda's 50-50. Yeah. Clinton, Clinton, yeah. He's a real one. He said do it right after that. Let's go. Yeah, man. Maybe we have a segment of that, man. Let's bring on some past CWG members. I love it. Me personally, I love it because I could talk to anybody. It might end up being good for real. All jokes aside, but who knows? I'm wasting too much time on this. Fuck those people. Let's get into this. Fuck bitches. Let's get funny.
There we go. Let's see. Here's a class I wish I would have taken a few years ago. Uh, Jacob, offender legal, says how to pass a drug test in 24 hours. I've tried it, didn't work. And the crazy thing is all I was doing was like Delta 8 or some shit. Like I was finally like sober and being legal about it, still failed the damn drug test.
How'd you do that?
I don't know. I just tried drinking this weird shit I bought on Amazon that tasted terrible that was supposed to clean me out. And nope.
Yeah. Jacob also agreed with what I just said. He said, "Let's go, but let's not preference it to where they are. I don't know if he's typing wrong. Where they're already hated. Give them a fair shot." That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I will remain open minded until some dumb shit is said. You know what I mean? I might just remain open minded the whole time. But yeah, I'm really thinking about it. I might invite somebody on. I think it'll be good regardless.
Well, you can invite them on, or you could take Richard Silva's class of how to snag cougars in the Walmart parking lot.
I like that one.
Yeah.
I wish I went to school for that for sure. All right, so do we have a winner?
Let's see. Facebook, the desktop version, is making it very difficult to determine that. So let me scroll through a little bit. There's a little bit more to read off while I do that. Seeing lots of ties so far. Oh. Well, so far from what I'm reading, our current winner was the special guest that we just had on. You guys, if any of these made you laugh, be sure to go through and like or haha react to the comment. Get us a clear winner.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I got like a 6-way tie for first place.
Damn. And it's all Bill Rhoades.
Yeah, I mean, he's got one comment with 4 likes, another one with 7 likes. There was some funny shit in there, you guys react to it.
Christy Bacon said that cougars shop at Target. So maybe that's your issue. It's all about location.
Oh, yeah. We're
Sorry
getting
for
there.
dead air, guys. It's Facebook has been acting up a little bit. We can't see the likes.
Yeah, I gotta do this from my phone. It's not ideal.
Kimberly said, "Hey, I shop at Audi."
Oh, here's that callback that I mentioned. Richard Silva said, "How to ocular pat down someone in a trench coat," which that is part of the 6-way tie for first place right now.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna keep on doing this all night, guys, until you guys start reacting.
Yeah, you guys start reacting. And Travis, while you're doing that, cut me off at any point if you find a winner. But yeah, man, I'm getting back on that subject. I think that would be a fun experience because Travis, you weren't in the chat the other night, but there happened to be somebody that reared their head back into the CWG life momentarily and was saying some crazy stuff on my wall on one of my posts. Um, and I just think it would be cool to give him a platform. Come on here.
Winner has been identified.
Let's go. I was just killing time.
All right, so tonight's winner with how to ocular pat down someone in a trench coat is going to be Mr. Richard the Pickle Silva. All right, stay tuned, brother. I'm going to send you a link.
Good job, Pickle Rick. It'll be Pickle Rick's second time on the podcast. Looking forward to it. I haven't talked to him in a while, man. He's been busy doing the dad life, doing the hey, I totally relate to the life he's got going on right now. He's working, he's doing the dad thing, and he's busy. I get it. So he made it in here tonight for the first time in a while, and looks like he was funny enough to get an appearance on the show. Goes to prove that this man is in fact does have what it take to fuck bitches and get funny.
Oh, yeah.
Well, at least the funny part.
Yeah. I mean, he came by them kids somehow. And it wasn't by putting on the condom properly either.
Not at all. Nah, and he was definitely wearing a trench coat at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Giving
Mysterious.
ocular pat downs.
There he
Yo,
is.
yo, yo.
Yo,
Pickle Rick, what's up, man?
That's it. Just chilling, just chilling. On the CWG podcast, you know.
Oh yeah, you know, making it on for the second time. Yeah. Well, you got you got the kids there with you. You got some stuff playing in the background.
Oh yeah, I got the TV going. Oh, I'm gonna go in the other room.
Appreciate that.
Nope, it's all good. I don't know if you could hear it or not. I have my headphones in.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Oh, the people want to know, what is the next concept?
Oh yeah, he came on so quick, and I forgot to do that.
You're good.
All right, give me 1 second.
Mhm.
So, still par for the course. Sorry, I just got a notification that popped up on my screen. Sorry about that. The second joke concept of the night. What's the number one problem with kids today? I don't know. I'm not sure I'm liking where society's going, man. These kids, you know, it's not like how we were growing up. Now we sound like the old people. You know what I mean, Pickle Rick? It wasn't like it was back in our day.
Nah,
What do you
not
think the
at
number
all.
what do you think the number one problem is with kids?
Serious answer, or do you want a funny answer?
Let's do both.
Well, I think it's mostly schools. You know, I hate to discredit the guy that was just on here because he was a teacher and stuff, but you know, part of it is part of the schools. You know, big government got involved a little bit too much, and yeah, I don't know. That's what I think about it. But at the end of the day, dude, these kids are pussies. They don't got dodgeball around, dude.
There we go. I agree
For
with
real.
I agree with that. Yeah, man. Well, it was nice having you on the show. Thank you for coming on again. Now, what's been
No.
going on, man? Like, I know you just been doing the dad life, you know, work life, all that stuff. Have you been doing anything comedy wise? You just laying low?
Yeah, just laying low, just doing writing jokes and stuff. Trying to get another good set going. The last set didn't go as well. So I'm trying to work out a couple kinks, better punchlines, go over the tape again, you know, try to do the best I can with it.
Okay, let's talk about that. So you shared, for those that don't know, you shared your last set with us, and
Mhm.
you were already prefacing it with like, "Oh, guys, it's not that good," you know. You were like kind of down in yourself a little bit, and then you shared it, and I was like, "Dude, it was fine. It was good."
Yeah.
Like you beat yourself up a lot over it. Like it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. You were like, "I bombed." No, you didn't. You didn't bomb. What you did is you went up there and you don't have that much experience, and that's what you get out of it. So like now
Lack of
that you
confidence.
lack of confidence, yeah. Now that you got that out of the way, you think that's going to help your next time.
Oh yeah, 100%. My first set went great, so I was like, "Oh, dude, I'll just write off that." And I didn't do the preparation. You know, I noticed that a lot of guys, they don't just go out there and do material every time. You know, like they'll try some new stuff, but they go back to some stuff that they need to work out anyways, that they know works, but they wanted to try this new punchline or try this new this. So I've been working on trying to figure out where I could have put some punchlines, make some new laughs, even on my good set that I did. You know, I went back and even watched that one. I said, look, I missed a punchline here. I could have did this, and it could have got more laughs this way. And I got a lot of laughs, so I could have filled more laughter, did more of this, you know. And it's all about going back and looking at it
Yeah.
and not looking at it and like, oh, I hate this, you know, like looking at it like, what can I learn from this?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And another thing with it is Bill Rhoades mentioned it too. Learning timing when people are laughing. I fuck that up all the time. I kind
Hmm.
of like I give a momentary pause, but sometimes I'll get like a big laugh and just let that ride out. You know what I mean? Yeah, so there's like a whole trick with that too. If people are laughing, just shut the fuck up for a sec and kind of soak that in.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that
No,
with
and
you. I'm saying in general.
Oh yeah, period. No, no, just
Yeah.
period. No, no, no. I don't take it that way at all. And no, that's one thing that this is about is learning. We gotta learn from each other. Someone goes up there and sees something that you're not seeing. When you go and post all your stuff, that's why it's important to post your stuff. Someone goes, "Well, I seen this. You could have did this. It seemed like you were a little nervous here when you could have been a little more. Like you notice things that you wouldn't notice before, and they notice it too. So no
Yeah.
matter how bad it is, you go and post it. So
You got any jokes like recently that you're proud of?
um, yeah, I'm working on a couple. I don't have them all. I don't have my book with me right this second. But no, so like that's what I was about to say is like, so what is your guys' like writing process? I'll give you one joke real quick, but like I just want to figure out the writing process. So that was gonna be one thing that I asked next. That's one thing I'm struggling with is like figuring out like how to write it, get it to where it's understandable and cut it down. You know
Yo,
what I'm saying?
you want to work on it right now? You got 10 more minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what this podcast is about. Maybe me and Travis can help you like chop some shit up real quick.
all right, well, real quick, let me grab my book
Yeah, man.
and I'm gonna put you on a quick standby.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, why not? You know what I mean, Travis? Like we've never done this before, but this is what it's about. Maybe this will give a little insight to somebody watching because I love this, man. I could sit down all day with people and just chop up jokes and
Oh,
you know
I'm into it. Yeah.
trim the fat and all that, and this will give a little inside scoop on how three different minds can come together and figure something out. He's in Ohio. I think he has his joke book in somewhere in like West Virginia or something.
Yeah, he's got to get it out the damn outhouse.
Yeah. The outhouse.
Yeah. It's like the out in yonder holler.
like Lil Wayne, you hear the later flick, I'm back.
Had love.
Bro, that was a good one too.
That was
I
good.
like that one. I was trying to find it. I didn't see it. But Jay
Yeah,
Coulter's funny as fuck, anyways.
they disappear, man. Travis does a good job of copy and pasting them before they disappear.
Try to.
But yeah, so what do you got, man? What are we working with?
I got one that's always a good one. Um, so everyone's up in arms about trans people, right? I like to look at it in a different light. I like to look at it from a future aspect. One of these days, they're gonna be in an old folks' home with Alzheimer's. They're gonna come up and be like, "Hey, Margaret, we got your medication." Margaret goes, "My name's Robert. Where the fuck is my?"
Oh, you cut out. You cut out right
Oh,
at the
did I?
punchline. Yeah. Fuck.
Damn, he's
We try to make this work.
got that Ohio
Oh,
telecom.
there
Oh
he goes.
man.
Oh man, Pickle Rick.
All right. I'm gonna message him. Just tell him to restart it.
I'm pretty sure he knows.
Well,
But yes, please.
yeah. He is in Ohio. They don't really nail down the concept of like which lanes do what in traffic, so
Yeah.
knows if he can wrap his head around internet stuff. Yeah, if any of you have ever been to West Virginia, you know that the worst part about West Virginia are people from Ohio.
I never heard that. Yeah, I like that.
No, it's very true.
I like that.
And I remember down here where I'm at in Tennessee, I saw someone just swerving lanes all over the interstate, no turn signals, driving slow, driving in like the two furthest lanes to the left out of like 7. Of course, I get close enough, fucking Ohio plate.
Oh yeah. I saw a guy in Tennessee driving like that too. I was in his passenger seat.
Oh yeah, no, we were keeping it pushing though.
Yeah, you were keeping it pushing.
Unmute.
Push it real good.
Yeah.
All right, you're muted, dude.
You might have to restart it again.
No.
I hit the ask to unmute button.
Damn. Fuck.
Do you know sign language?
Listen, Travis, not everybody knows 15 fucking languages like you, man.
Yeah.
You're like, do you know hieroglyphics? You start breaking out a chisel and stone and shit. All right,
There he is. Let me kick
Travis,
out
All right.
the old
Thank you.
him. There we go.
All right, so Alzheimer's medication. Go ahead.
Oh, so they come through with their all-time, medication. They go, "Here you go, Margaret. Here's your medication." Mark goes, "My name's Robert. Where the fuck is my dick?"
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a problem in the future. Yeah. I saw this one, it was like a meme or something, and it was of this guy. Or no, it was a video, and he's staring at his computer just like this. He's just like with his jaw dropped, and then it focuses on his computer and it says like, "Do I have Alzheimer's?" Right?
Mhm.
But it was blue linked, like he's already clicked it before, but he can't remember clicking it. You know what I mean? You know how like if you go back into your search,
Yep, yep,
everything.
yep.
And I was like, "Yo, that's a good concept. I like that."
Another going off of that, that's pretty funny. So I'm sitting here, and one thing I like to do is I either like to paint my grandma as a racist or have her look up weird things on the internet, like how did trans men get hard?
That's good. I like that.
She falls for it every time.
What's the one you wanted to workshop?
So no, there's just a couple that that I'm trying. I don't know. I'm trying to work them out. I gotta find a good spot to set you guys. I can look at this too. Like, there's one where it was like when me and Bacon were talking the one day. It's like, dude, you just think about it, like one day they just had you going around selling candy bars door to door. It's like the perverts like what dream? You got the candy, the kid. Like you don't have to go anywhere. It's like DoorDash for pedophiles.
Hey, you don't need workshop, man. You got this shit already worked out, bro. I love it.
Dude, I just came up with that one at the end. That DoorDash. I thought of that as I'm sitting here now. I gotta write that one down.
Perfect. I
No,
like
that I'm telling you, I gotta sit down and get this is how you get more, You sit here and you think of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Trying to think.
Dude, you should see my phone, man. Like my
Dude,
phone.
my phone's riddled.
My phone, you go on my notes, I have like 10 different notes, and I always label them new jokes, right? But now I have
Yep.
like 10 of them labeled new jokes, and it's just fucking pages and pages of it, like concepts and shit. Go ahead. You found a good one.
So my son's having a concert coming up, and I just want to be that asshole to just keep screaming, "Play Freebird,
Yeah.
Journey!"
I could totally picture you doing that.
Get kicked out of a fucking kid's fucking choir concert. That'd be so wild.
They just toss you out bouncer style.
Dude, that'd be hilarious.
I thought of one earlier today. It's just a concept. I haven't gone anywhere with it, but it's like, you know how like when you were younger, maybe you didn't, but you've at least seen somebody do it, where you make a pact with your friends, like, "Hey man, if I die, like show up to my funeral in a dress." Something like that, or like, "Hey,
Yeah.
if I die, show up to my funeral doing this." Like, I was always a real lonely kid. I didn't have friends. So the one guy that I made a pact with, I was like, "Hey man, if I die, please show up to my funeral."
At least be the one guy.
Yeah, I just want somebody to fucking show up at my funeral, man.
So then, like going back to that, like how I had my grandma look up how trans people get hard. I picture the way that they get hard is like a clown blowing up, like like a fucking dog or something. Like they're about to
Yeah.
twist up some shit. They're like, hold on, what do you
Oh,
want it to look like today? A big
Jesus
black
Christ.
dick or no?
Yeah, they just keep blowing. Mm-hmm. Now, is this your Hispanic grandma you're talking about?
No, no, no. My grandfather that's Hispanic died. He died from Alzheimer's actually, or not all like from Alzheimer's. He died because he's old and Alzheimer's happened, and he
Yeah.
didn't know how to eat. Blah, blah, blah. It goes into the thing. So yeah, so but yeah, my grandma. No, she's Romanian and Scottish.
Oh wow. I was
full
gonna say
full
it
other
just
end.
it makes it funnier, like if she was like Hispanic or like some other ethnicity. It
Yeah,
makes it
yeah.
funny. Yeah.
So I took a vacation. This one's a little dicey. So I took a vacation. And like I'm sitting there, I'm on the beach, and I'm fucking like, how do people even like the beach? There's fucking sand everywhere. Fucking sand here, sand there. Fucking sand all over me. I'm trying to leave the beach. I have fucking sand on my pockets. I'm like, God damn, it's like back. Oh, dude, I messed it up. God damn it. Never mind. I'm not doing
Oh,
that one.
man,
I
I
messed it
wish I
up.
had the womp womp fucking button.
Yep. Fuck.
Well, that's a
I messed
matter
it
of
up. I messed it up. I know I did that.
that's just a
It's
matter
all
of
right.
practicing more, not of writing. So
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yo, man. Well, if it makes you feel any better, we got pretty much the same fucking book, dude.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, look, I got the little
Hey,
Jones.
shit, you got the same exact book.
I got
Why
the
do you
same
got the
fucking
same
book.
beard? You got the same beard.
I
What
know.
the hell?
You have a micro penis?
You're on to something, dude.
Dude, we're the same person. Do you have like an overwhelming foot fetish, dude?
Actually, no. I think
All
feet
right.
are disgusting.
All
Dude,
right.
you look like you would have Frodo Baggin feet.
Nah, dude. My fucking toes are painted right now, dude. My daughter painted them. I don't have to.
So you got the new Frodo Baggins.
You see that shit?
You got the Frodo Baggins 2.0s.
Yeah, man. Yeah. They're
The
like
woke Frodos.
they're like the Jordans of the Frodos.
Oh, dude, so that's another thing is I was sitting there and I was talking to my buddy about this Kanye thing because everyone's talking about Kanye, whatever. And he got the iced out swastika. He came in with the freaking, oh, you've seen this. So came in with the freaking Klansman, all black Klansman. I'm like, dude, he warned us, dude. He said, wait till he gets his money right, dude.
Oh
We're
yeah.
seeing it.
I saw that. I like that one. I was like, yeah, that was good. Was that you? That was an original?
Yep, that was an original. I just
I
came
like
up with that.
I
I
like
was sitting there. I was sitting there. I was like, "Oh, wait till I get my money." I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I just thought about it. I'm like, "He warned us, dude."
which by the way, if you are like a hip hop connoisseur or you like to freestyle with your friends and stuff, that is the best fucking beat to freestyle to, man. I
Oh
used
yeah.
to throw that beat on all the time. I had an instrumental. I had a CD back in the day when we had CDs. That was nothing but that instrumental. I just burned a CD with that over and over, and I used to sit there and freestyle in my boy's garage to that shit. I fucking love that beat, man. Kanye back in the day couldn't touch him.
So I said, anyone that's supporting him now is just listening to Jesus Walks, bro, and just nothing else.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dude. So, and I am mad at fucking this fucking voice chat shit. I sat there and I said Gestapo, and that's what it put. So I'm fucking pissed.
I knew
Yeah,
it.
sure you did. Sure you did.
Dude, I did.
Uh,
This fucking gets me every
He said
time. I'm so
Gustavo.
pissed. I'm like, dude, I'm not. That's fucking Puerto Rican shit. I said no. I didn't use no fucking slang.
Yeah. All right,
No, but
man.
that was funny.
Well, that has been the end of the time. Always a pleasure, man. Glad to see
Oh
you
yeah,
on here again, dude.
hell yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be on more.
All right. Sounds good.
You guys have a good one.
Yeah, you too, bro.
CWG dog.
Yeah, man.
Sir, take care.
Later.
All right, that was Pickle Rick, everybody. And we're running a little late tonight. So we're just going to go right ahead into it. So let me go back here right quick. The second joke concept of the night. What's the number one problem with kids today?
All right. There are so many of these, and they're so good. So if I go onto my phone later and there isn't like a clear winner, or at least like a bunch of ties for first place with like 5 or more reactions, you guys just weren't reacting. You just weren't reading them. Because there is fire in this chat right now.
Oh, I bet. I knew this was going to be good.
All right.
All right, go ahead, Travis.
So, first one from Christy Bacon. She says that the problem is that we are their parents. That's right. We are their parents. And he's back.
What do you need me to do?
What?
Huh?
Do you guys need me to leave? You guys kicked me out or no?
Yeah, you've been gone, dude. We fucking. What are you, a boomer?
Dude, I'm fucking high. I fucking left, and then you guys were saying something about me. I'm like, dude, do I go back? You're like, restart it. I'm like, all right.
Nobody
I think
said shit.
there's just like a shit ton of latency there. You
Oh
got like
no, I'm in the time lapse. I forgot that I was kicked out, and then I had to go back into the live stream, so it has me back where I was, and
Dude,
it
you're in
says
the
that.
Matrix, dude.
Yeah,
Christ.
No, he just wanted to make another appearance. Can't blame him. It's all good.
Okay.
If he comes back though, and he's like, "Were you guys just talking shit?" We'll be like, "Yo, get the fuck out of here."
Oh boy. Phil Lombardo said, gender.
That's the problem with kids. Gender.
Yeah, they have genders. Let's see.
Somebody must have mentioned Miss Rachel, who I love, by the way.
Yeah.
And Zachary Melton said, "I love Miss Rachel. I would make her Mrs. Rachel." Oh yeah, dude. Just to hear her be like, "Put it in, put it in, put it in." Oh, dude. Oh, father fantasy of mine. Sorry.
Well, speaking of Zachary Melton, he said they can get a hooker off the internet if they want and don't have to work as hard as I did.
Oh, I love that. That's good. And it's true. Yeah. What's the problem with kids today is that they're fucking seeing their moms and their aunts all over OnlyFans. I mean, we'd be fucked up too. Nobody said that. That was just me thinking of that.
And their teacher and their sister and the chick at the checkout line and virtually everyone. Oh, here's one that I agree with. This is from K. Rivers Forrest Huddleston. He said, kids need a Ted Kaczynski.
Jordan Lee Richard says, kids aren't allowed to tell what Chinese look like how we used to. Chinese, Japanese, dirty knees, look at these. Like, you'll never hear that from kids these days.
Alex Krieg said, my missing bike. Take your time. He's implying that children stole his bike. And Jordan Lee Richards said, trying to have more Riz than their parents.
Yeah.
Let's see. And Christy Bacon says, they can't ride their bike with no handlebars. Christy was out there riding it with no bike seat.
Yeah. AK doesn't even have a bike.
Let's see. Oh, this is a fucking great one. This made me crack up during the interview. Dan Stinson said, they don't put my iPhones together fast enough.
Oh, God. Oh, Dan, oh, Dan.
He's not done either. We'll get to that, though. Zach Melton said, they don't have any taints because of plastic. You been checking, bro? That's...
Yeah, somebody check this guy's hard drive. And does plastic eat away at your taint? What's going on?
I didn't know it had that specific effect.
Hopefully, it's like another Pickle Rick situation where it's like Gustavo. Hopefully, it just like misspelled something that he was trying to say.
I don't know, maybe testosterone. Uh, Phil Lombardo said that was actually kind of real. Phil Lombardo said, "Kids have too much confidence now. They aren't aware that life is just a slow descent into nothingness." Brother.
Yeah, you got that right.
Yeah. And Zach Melton once again said they can easily get him a cougar.
Instead, he talking about cougars.
Yeah, I don't blame
Well,
him.
we know who wants a cougar. Oh, Andy Dillinger. How do you say Dellinger? Dellinger. That's how you say it. I've always called him Dillinger. I'm sorry, Andy. I just realized, and I've mentioned before, I have dyslexia, so I apologize. Uh, he said self-diagnosed autism.
All right, this next one, it might actually get us canceled for real. I almost don't want to say it.
Say it.
Zach No Breaks Estrada said they don't drink from the spigot. That's not a word you want to say on a podcast.
Oh, okay.
And Jordan Lee Richards says, not having to sleep with a life jacket on a waterbed, it humbles you and protects you from drive-bys. What a fascinating...
Who said that?
Jordan Lee Richards.
Jordan fucking grew up in the hood, man.
Yeah. Oh, this is a fucking great one. Alex Krieg, AK, he said, no matter how hard you push them, they just don't fit in the airplane toilet.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Oh, Phil Lombardo said having a foot fetish and then having your daughter paint your toenails doesn't really make me feel comfortable. First of all, Phil, if you are a longtime member of the show, the foot fetish thing is a joke, rather. It has been something that has been stated for a long time. I have never claimed to have a foot fetish. I have been what accused, would you say, Travis? Mostly by you,
Yes,
Travis.
by me. Yeah.
Yeah. It's mostly a joke, just like, well, Travis, you get made fun of for the tranny thing, but that's kind of been confirmed. But
Yeah, I'm not denying that. It didn't even get brought up last week, hardly. I was surprised.
yeah, you brought that up afterwards, and I was like, I didn't even think about that. But the foot fetish thing isn't necessarily a true thing. But at the same time, having your daughter paint your toenails as a man is just father duties, man.
Yeah, you don't really get a say in it. Like, even as an older cousin, I didn't really get a say in it.
Yeah. I always tell her, no, I don't do the fingernails. No, baby, you can't paint my fingernails. But I always wear socks and shoes. You can't see my toes in work boots. So yeah, go ahead, sure, have a blast. Shouldn't make you feel uncomfortable though.
Nah. Well, Cave Rivers Forest Huddleston said, try learning English before learning how to rap.
Yes, let's talk about rap culture. It is going downhill with these kids, man.
But it's
Yeah,
been the
that
same for
mumble.
10 years now.
Yeah, it's been horrible.
Phil Lombardo said, they don't do anything when you smack their mother. Nothing.
I like that.
Just keep on grinding the Fortnite. Mom can get fucked. She won't buy enough V-Bucks anyway.
Hit that bitch.
Well, this
Hit her
one...
in the armpit, Dad. I heard they don't bruise in the armpit.
Well, this one's interesting. Alex Krieg said they just don't taste like they used to. It's the microplastics once again.
Yeah, he must be starting from the taint. Oh, I feel bad for saying that. Jesus Christ.
We'll move on quickly then. Zach No Breaks Estrada said, you need candy, an iPad, and Robux to get him in the fucking van.
That was good. Oh my god, I'm going broke just to get this kid in my van.
Yeah. Andy Dellinger said, skibbity fentanyl.
Yeah. That was good. Oh my god.
Kind of dig it. Let's see. Sean Wheeler said, weak ass kids getting autism from vaccines. Like a bitch.
Yeah. I mean, we all have. That's been going on.
Oh, and here we fucking go again. Christy Bacon said, I tried to shove them back in the hole they came from, but they just won't fit.
That deserves a what the fuck, Bacon.
Yeah, we got to work on that little sound effect there. Zach No Breaks Estrada, this is more of a conversation. There's nothing wrong with kids today in China. And then he went on to say, allegedly. And then Dan Stinson went on to say, allegedly.
Justin Dean said they're here instead at the end of a coat hanger.
Zach No Breaks Estrada said, the number one problem with kids today is ammo is too expensive.
Yeah, it costs like $300 just for a school shooting nowadays.
Yeah. Okay, here's one from Zach Melton. He said, kids all have these circumcised penis haircuts today. That way they don't have to clean under their forehead. I can always tell when someone is about to steal some shit from my job because they have this exact haircut. I call it the thievery haircut. If they're inside my store with that haircut, they're doing some thieving.
They just have like an afro.
It's that version of like the fucking broccoli head. It doesn't even depend on race. It could be like white kids or Latino kids or black kids. Any type of kid with that haircut is going to steal shit.
All right, let's be real. I mean,
yeah, it's not even a joke. That's like a real life observation that I have observed.
The broccoli cut. I know. All right. So, do we have a winner?
Let me make sure there's not some more fire I want to read off. Hang on. I want to read off one more Dan Stinson. They are so spoiled. Some guy tried to fly a bunch of them to an island paradise and they did nothing but bitch and complain the entire time.
Who said that?
Stinson.
Of course he fucking did.
All right, let me see if we got a winner. One moment here. There's plenty more to read. All right. I better see some reacts. These were way too funny to not have a bunch of reactions. Okay. Doing a little bit better than last time.
Yeah, Jordan Lee Richards said we had a drag competition at homecoming in my school and I won. I don't know if that's a joke, and if it's not, I'd love to hear the story. Phil Lombardo said, in quotes, the taint is definitely the most tender part of a child. And that quote was from Barack Obama.
All right, seeing a two-way tie for first place with 6 reactions. I'm not quite to the end of the list here.
Okay.
Okay, now I am. Okay. So you want me to read off the 2 first place winners?
Yes, sir.
All right. The first is They Just Don't Taste Like They Used to from Alex Krieg.
AK.
And the second is, gotta scroll up to it. I wasn't raped or molested selling candy, but I guess I was just an ugly kid. I practically gift wrapped myself. And that was from, do I even need to say who it's from?
Bacon.
Yes.
Yep. Has bacon written all over it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what do you guys think? AK or bacon? Let us know.
I'm instantly reminded of this YouTube video I saw. This guy had an AK-47 and he like wrapped a bunch of bacon around the barrel and just emptied the mag and cooked the bacon.
I saw that.
I've
I
always
saw
wanted
that.
to try it.
Yeah, it would work.
All right, let's see. How is that vote going?
Bacon or AK?
It's going. Chad is heavily favoring bacon.
Yep, I see that.
Bacon claims that she can't go on.
Bakey.
All right.
She's in a car with no light. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm not trying to.
All right.
It doesn't make for a good podcast if you don't have the image. All right, Bakey. Well, we owe you one.
All right.
Remember that.
In that
Cash in
case,
your rain check anytime you want.
mm-hmm. It's like a temporary one-time use golden ticket. All right, AK, stand by. I'm sending you the link.
Yeah, Amanda said, let's hear about her recent trip to Austin. Yeah, that when I brought her on, that's exactly what I was going to do, is talk about her trip to Austin. She's been doing so awesome, killing it, going up there, hitting mics. I'm loving it. I'm loving seeing her doing that, and I wanted to ask her a bunch of questions about it. But Bacon, like I said, just remind us, and we will have you on anytime you want. You have a rain check. Now, since we're waiting on AK, let's get into it. The third joke concept of the night. Two neighbors you would hate to live in between.
Let me see. I got the order of my concepts fucked up. Okay, yeah, this one. There we go.
Okay. Two neighbors you would hate to live in between. Now, all you guys follow me on Facebook. Sometimes you could get a little sneak peek at what the concept's going to be, because sometimes I write a joke and I toss it out there to the world, and then it ends up becoming a concept.
Yo.
Look at that
What's up,
fucking sexy mug and the Comedy Writers Guild mug.
Oh, me too. That's why I was putting it front and center.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I appreciate that. You got one of these. Where did you happen to get yours? I got
I
mine.
gotta stop looking at my computer screen. Sorry.
I got mine at
it-
the Etsy shop, the Comedy Writers Guild.
Yeah, Comedy Writers Guild Etsy shop. It's actually I've never used Etsy before, but I downloaded it just because I knew I needed to get my hands on this mug.
Thank
Exactly. That's what it sounds like when I walk outside with it, when I do anything with it.
My man, thank you. So anything new and exciting in your life? This is your, I believe, fourth time on?
Yeah, I lassoed a good friend into the chats. Trey. I'm hoping he gets on here sometime soon. So
Yeah, I think I just saw some.
what's up, Trey? I know you hear this.
Yeah, Trey. Yeah, Trey.
Talmadge.
Talmadge. Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to see on my screen over there. Trey Talmadge. Yeah, Trey. Welcome to the chat, man. Welcome to Comedy Writers Guild. Yeah. So,
He's a good dude.
have you just been literally fighting off women with a stick since your appearance on here?
Well, I don't want to talk about which stick.
I didn't say you had to be specific.
Yeah, it's tough, It's you could I'm sure, I think it's up to like 2,000 people and probably 1,800 of them are women, as it usually is with a comedy podcast. So
Yeah, for sure. We do have a high volume of women in here. We are trying to change that immediately. So, just kidding. I love everybody. I fuck around. I don't want people thinking I'm sexist. I don't care if you think I'm racist, but I don't want you thinking I'm sexist. Unless you're a black woman. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just being absurd right now. Shut the fuck up, Harmon. So anyway, your problem with women, you're having to beat them off with a stick. Yeah. You told me that. You hit me up personally and you were like, dude, I can't even walk outside without being recognized. It's just
Yeah,
like you can't go grocery
yeah.
shopping. I'm sorry, dude. It's the Comedy Writers Guild effect.
It's not just women though. It's women, men, their pets, everything. It's just such a good popular podcast that it's hard to keep them all off.
Damn, man. Yeah, well, it's a problem that some of us wouldn't mind having. So it's not too bad. But
Sounds like a nightmare to be, if we're being frank.
no. If you're being quite frank, it sounds like a nightmare. You just like used two William fucking lines right there. I saw what you did there. I like it.
Good callback.
Yeah, good callback. Yeah, you've been writing anything, or you just come in here and just win all the time?
Well, it's interesting, and it's kind of part of the reason that, well, I guess it's personally interesting, but part of the reason why I brought Trey in here too is Trey and I have some ideas, and another friend of ours that's hard to wrangle into anything, but we have some ideas just to start writing for. Uh, I think I spoke about it the first time, but just some construction stuff and some of the shit that goes on with that. So haven't gotten very far into it. We just talked about it and
Yeah.
came up with some ideas. Need to really set a plan forward.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm excited about that. Even if it's just for like a hobby, just writing some
For,
stuff down, getting together.
right, yeah, or just like catching up with the people I still respect from that place.
Yeah. Yeah, me and my boy Mag were just talking today about like they don't have many comedy movies, like movies about people that do stand up. So we were talking about like a concept for a movie to where like it would like uh start off with a guy on stage, he's just hitting a mic and he's just like an open micer. He's not like a big comic or anything, just an open micer. And like he's just like making jokes about his life. And then all of a sudden, cut scene, you go to that part in his life to where that joke happened. And it like constantly does that throughout the movie.
Did you subconsciously take that from our last interview? Because that's exactly how I explained the book, the Richard Pryor book.
Oh
You
shit.
gotta,
No, because I
yeah.
wasn't even the one that brought it up originally. Mag did, and then we started like
Oh wow.
no. I totally forgot about that until you just said that.
Dude, if you want some heavy inspiration, find Prior Convictions. I know you say you don't like to read, but a chapter takes 5 minutes, you know what I mean? And it's like one page, you're gonna get laughs off of a single page. But it's you're right about the movie format or the show format. It hasn't been done, but that like that's what that book is pretty much like the whole thing. So
Yeah. I'm gonna get it on. It's not that I don't like to read, it's that I find it hard because like first of all, like I said, ADHD,
yeah.
dyslexia, all that stuff, like reading a book is like difficult for me to I'll read a fucking chapter and I'll be like, what the fuck did I just read? But if I listen to audiobooks, that's what I always do because I listen to a lot of Terrence McKenna and stuff like that. So like if I listen to audiobooks, I'm good. I'm engaged. It's like listening to a podcast. So yeah, I'll get that on. I'm not gonna plug them, but I'll get them on an audiobook place.
Yeah, no, you can find it more easily there than I mean, I couldn't find the hardback or the hardcover for a few years and just happened to find one copy and so I snagged it and already lent it to somebody who's not going to give it back. So
Yeah, but no, I would never steal an idea like that, especially from Richard Pryor. But yes, I guess subconsciously maybe that slipped into me and Max, but I don't even think Mag watched that episode. But it
I'm
was
not saying yeah, I wasn't implying it's stealing or anything. Sorry to cut
no,
you off,
no, no. I
but
didn't think you were, but I didn't want somebody else to think that I would do that. Like I pride
yeah.
myself on being original, but I was just saying, like from a movie standpoint, I'd never seen anything like that. And we were talking, I was like getting excited about it, like, oh damn, that would actually be a pretty dope concept.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll
And
give it a shot.
and you want to do something like kind of like tires, but with construction.
That's funny, man. There's this. I guess I don't want to talk. There's a couple. It's funny you bring up tires because yeah, I guess that kind of sparked my. That got my interest sparked in like, man, we've had this idea for a long time. Everybody that we've like sat down and kind of understood it. Anybody who understands the construction industry immediately gets it, but even other people, they still relate to some of the absurdity, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
And it could build off of the real things and that kind of stuff, but most of it would we don't need to build much off of the real things, as I'm sure you know.
Yeah, for sure, dude. And I like relatable stuff. Like I think just like anybody. So if you see like Shane Gillis in the show Tires, and he's just being like an average guy, but like a dumbass average guy. Like
Hmm.
you like that because you relate to the characters because you work with dumbass people in relatable situations. So like, dude, if you had something going on with construction, I've been in construction since I was 16. So like I've seen all the characters, just like I've said before, like every job site has an Uncle Laser. So
Yeah.
like you have that type of character, and then you have the guy that everybody swears gay, and you have like
We had a gay ass mic because there were already too many mics. So this mic came along and it's like, well, you're gay ass mic because there's already three other mics, man.
yeah, and these guys are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck the new
Well,
mic.
he was cool too. He was just like he was the one who tried to be hard. You know what I mean? The most out of all of them. So that's how he earned his nickname.
Oh yeah, don't be a fucking douchebag.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean your name could be Mike, but don't be a douchebag.
Right, right. Mike can be a good name, sure.
Yeah, it can be. Um, yeah. So let me think of some other shit. Dude, you ever seen a baby chihuahua?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've seen my brother has a Chihuahua. What made you bring that up?
I was just thinking, like, I've never seen a baby chihuahua, man.
Really? Oh yeah. Well, if you can imagine, they're small,
I can
very small.
imagine. They look like a
Mm.
fucking gerbil.
Yeah, I guess closer to a gerbil than a sensible dog would.
Yeah, I mean, I swear to God, dude, every time I see a chihuahua, it's like on the last leg, dude. Like, not, you know, like metaphorically, it's like on its way out. It's got one eye, no teeth, fucking tongue hanging out, maybe even
Oh man.
a leg. Like
Yeah.
every time I see a chihuahua, it's just a fucked up looking thing. And I'm like, I never saw like a baby chihuahua. Do they exist or are they born 900 years old?
I imagine they have to exist, but probably people don't show them off too much for those exact reasons.
Probably.
Keep their ugly babies hidden until they get a little prettier, you know?
Yeah, nah, I've never seen a pretty chihuahua either.
It's funny, you go right across our southern border, and Chihuahuas are warriors.
Oh, really?
They're, yeah, yeah. I love the culture down in Mexico when it comes to Chihuahuas because they're a warrior dog. That's why they're the favorite dog down there.
A
And they
warrior,
are just small. They're small warriors.
a warrior in my eye can't be punted into oblivion.
But if if your main concern is snakes or rats or something like that, then they probably feel like a warrior. It's probably hard to knock a Chihuahua down a peg, when they're in Mexico.
Dude, I could eat a chihuahua easily in one sitting. I could eat 3 chihuahuas in one sitting. Like, there's no way you're a warrior, man.
That's bold. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck your culture, Let's sprinkle some fucking cilantro on that bitch. I'll drink to that. Yeah, I don't know what made me bring that up. I just fucking thought of it, and
It's all right.
yeah. So what else you got going on? Nothing.
Nothing much. Yeah, just yeah, boring week, I guess. Kind of. It's sunny around here, so I've been walking a lot. Reading a new book is fun as exciting as that is, but
Yeah,
different
well,
kind of book.
show off.
What's
On
that?
dude. I said, why don't you show off? Yeah, you can read books. Oh, whoop-de-doo, look at me. I can pay
Look at
attention
this.
while reading.
Well, look at this lowbrow subject I'm reading now. Just
Story of the
bottom
human.
of the barrel. Might as well be
Is that a foot that I see?
Yeah. I'm not going to show the last name in case anybody's anti-Semitic. Whoops. But
as
it's
he
a
shows it.
it's a great book though.
You just pulled a Kanye, man. You ever seen that interview of Kanye? He was like, listen, there was a certain doctor, you know, I'm not going to mention what type of doctor it was.
Oh,
Okay, it was a Jewish doctor. Like, you
Yeah.
just pulled one of those, man.
We all know where he was going. But I'm a fan of this guy though, you know. So I don't know if Kanye was a fan of the subject of his rant, but
What's the subject of his rant?
what you were just saying, the doctor or whatever, I don't know. It sounds like he was probably not a fan of the doctor.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you. All right.
How about you, man? Anything new in your life?
Nothing podcast worthy, you know. Just dealing with a bunch of just overwhelmed a lot, you know. Just overstimulated. I got two little rascals that run around the house like fucking crazy people. That's the problem with kids today. You can't just punt them like they're a chihuahua. CPS tends to get called. Yeah.
Cages aren't made fun. They just make cages more fun, like an environment inside of them, you know?
Yeah. Go get in your crate. Yeah. Yeah, nothing too exciting. I think the most exciting thing I have going on is life's good, man. Like I'm sitting here making it seem like it's not good. Life is good. Love my kids, love the family.
Got family, you got a job, you got a podcast.
Yeah,
you know, you got
got my toenails painted.
Before.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Will Big J influence, or what's going on there?
No, just my daughter. Daddy, can I paint your nails? No. What about
Oh, of course.
Okay. Yeah. Somebody said earlier in the chat. I'm only bringing it up because somebody was like, "Yeah, that's a little weird." Dude, you got to have kids.
No,
it's not weird.
That's not weird at all.
Having your
That's
daughter
like,
paint your toes, yeah.
That's like 5 minutes of time with a daughter, you know, or 10 minutes of time with a daughter.
Yeah. As I'm fucking scrolling on my phone and she's just having a good time. You know what I mean?
No, that's good shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah, but dude, thank you for supporting the Comedy Writers Guild and being on here every week and buying your mug and all that stuff. Like, really appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, really. It's you guys are putting all the effort into it, so
yeah.
You know, there's people that help out. I know Amanda helps out with stuff, and other people that probably I'm not naming, but it's you guys put a lot of effort into it, so thank you for giving me. And Trey, like I said, Trey got on it last time and texted me right afterwards, and we were just like, I told you, it's fun, you know. So he's back on here again, hoping he can stick around. So
I always try to look at this podcast from like if I were on the other end of it. Like, would I think this is fun? Like, would I get enjoyment out of this? Would I be contributing and all that? And that's how it initially started in my head. Like, man, I wish somebody would do something like this, kind of like a tag mic, but it's a podcast and you have a special guest. And I was like, why don't I just do it? You know, so like that's how it started. So I'm glad to see from everybody else, like getting all the feedback that it is a fun experience. And, you know, we're going to be doing some things here in the future that I think are going to even spice it up a bit and make it more fun.
Yeah, it's creative in itself. It sparks creativity amongst anybody who's involved or anybody who witnesses it, essentially. You know, so it's keep it up, man. It's a lot of fun.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate that, man. All right, well, we'll see you on next week.
Hopefully, right?
Yeah.
Got some competition, but thank you.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Well, you have a good week.
All right, you too, man.
All right, dude.
Right, have a good night.
See you, Travis.
See you.
And that was the man, AK, with his fourth, I believe, appearance.
That sounds right. Like some of these people it's getting a little bit too high to keep count, like between him and Dan and Kyle and
yeah,
so many others.
Yeah. Shane was like that in the beginning. I think he made it on like the first three. And then we got Sean Wheeler in the chat tonight. He made it on 3 times, I believe. But yeah, some people are making it on multiple times. But get it while it's hot, man. You know what I mean? We're still in the infancy of this. So hopefully if we have like thousands of people running through this shit every week, first of all, that's going to make Travis's job a fucking nightmare.
Yep.
You're already like, God damn, I got to copy and paste all this. We're going to need moderators.
Yeah, it's already getting pretty spicy here.
Yeah. All right. So that brings us to the third Joe concept of the night. What are 2 neighbors you would hate to live in between?
Oh, and we had many, many, many responses.
And just to talk about, because I said, like, if you guys follow me on Facebook, you kind of get like a sneak peek, because I made the joke on Facebook earlier this week to where I was like, I would hate to live in between Mike Jones and an owl. Like that back and forth would just keep you up all night. So like little stuff like that is like, like I end up writing it as a joke, and then I have no fucking joke concepts by the time Thursday rolls around, and I'm like, fuck, what have I been working on? But yeah. All right, let's get into it.
Yeah, we also had to come up with the 4th joke concept about 10 minutes before we went live.
Yeah, I didn't even notice I only had 3. Usually I'm good at having 4 by the time we get on.
Yeah, Harmon struggles with counting. All right. So, first one I have copied down from Christy Bacon. She said, "Me and Defender."
Well, I
Well,
would fucking love that.
I would love that too, but it's not that much of an issue when Offender can like drive away in his house.
Yeah, true.
And Kyle Yankowski says AK and Joaquin Phoenix. Never know which one's which.
Yeah, they do have a similar look, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
If AK had a hair lip, we wouldn't be able to tell them apart.
Or hair on top of his head.
Yeah. Hair lip. I don't even have hair scalp.
Yeah. From Zach No Breaks Estrada, Hillary Clinton and the IBM server building.
Kyle Yankowski said, 2 girls, 1 cup.
And Richard Silva says, an Italian and his mother.
Oh, that's funny.
From Andy Dellinger, I don't know if this is a typo, but Barf Kreischer and Carlos Mencia.
Oh my God, the squeals that would be coming from Barf's house. Yeah.
I can't even replicate it.
Nobody can.
Nor should they.
From
Richard.
Go ahead.
From Richard Silva, Harmon and a nail salon.
Richard, you already been on the show.
Yeah.
Pipe down. Just kidding.
Phil Lombardo, Hinchcliffe, and Red Band.
Personally, I would love it.
Oh yeah, I would too. But you know, you might get caught in some crossfire there.
Oh, for sure.
From No Breaks, we have Ari Shafir and an orphanage. From Phil Lombardo, my mom and my dad.
Yeah, I was waiting for somebody to say that.
And here's another one you might be able to relate to, Harmon. Oscar the Grouch and the Cookie Monster.
Why would I be able to relate to that? Because of my kids?
Yeah. Do kids not watch Sesame Street anymore? I don't know.
Nah, they fucking banned it, dude.
What?
Yeah, there's no more PBS.
Did Oscar say the N word they banned the whole PBS?
Oh, Oscar. I think so. I heard they did. I don't know. I don't have cable. I don't pay for cable.
PBS that you could get that shit off of the radio waves, dude. You just gotta like hold some tinfoil in the air and you can get PBS.
PBS is gonna be around for a long time, for sure.
So
Justin Dean said, Grok and ChatGPT. Dude, I would love that. I haven't used Grok yet. Everybody's talking about it, but I use ChatGPT all the time.
I feel like Chat GPT is better if you want to be like informational about it, but if you want to just like have fun shooting the shit talking to an AI, Grok is way better.
Oh, is that like the difference? You're like talking to an AI?
Well, I mean, you could do that either way, but Grok doesn't like have profanity filters or like it's
Oh.
programmed to like cut out all the PC stuff.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm gonna try it out, man. Yeah, ChatGPT is like I use it purely informational.
Yeah.
It's really good. Like I don't know shit about computers, so me doing this with the podcast, like all the little stuff that I've learned just from talking to ChatGPT, and then it said it could like build websites and stuff like that. Turns out that was a lie. But anyway, we won't get into that.
From Zach No Breaks Estrada, the Dairy Queen and the Burger King. It's like mom and dad again.
Yeah, but I mean, again, would love that. Uh, Christy Bacon said Amber Heard and Johnny Depp again would love that. I'd
Well,
love to live anywhere near Amber Heard.
I was about to say living near Johnny Depp would be cool. I'm not sure I could handle the smell from Amber Heard's spot.
Yeah, from her bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one from Kyle Yankowski, he said Diddy and Epstein, to which Dan Stinson replied, bruh, free flight though.
Oh man. Dan. Uh Lexi Nicole Lego said red band and an Asian massage parlor.
Again, from No Breaks, Hitler and Anne Frank.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's good. From Richard Silva, Breezy and anyone he doesn't know. Hey, Harmon, who the fuck is this scary ass bitch?
Yeah. I
Again,
miss Freezy, man. I wish he would come in.
yeah, I know. It's like he's super active in CWG, except when it involves like doing anything live.
Yeah.
Just scatters like a cockroach.
He does have a rough job.
Yeah,
in a rough climate, so I give him that.
yeah, he does, but he's literally our new logo. It's a tomato.
Oh yeah. I'm slow.
No worries.
No,
Zach,
I was legit thinking about making him the logo. Maybe he'll come on.
maybe. Again, from No Breaks, my step parents and my mistress. And Dan Stinson said, two neighbors I'd probably hate to live between, probably Bill Cosby and his many victims. That's not two neighbors. That's a subdivision, dude. That's
Yeah. That's a neighborhood.
yeah.
Yeah.
From Zach Melton, a smelly whore and a clean whore.
Yeah, sometimes you want a little stank.
Yeah. A little bit of seasoning on that.
Justin Dean said a Mormon and Uncle Laser.
Amanda Burns said a butcher shop and Auschwitz.
You know what I just thought of? Oh shit. Jacob Offender Delegal said Erica and DJ Tiny Pussy.
What the?
Oh God.
Dan Stinson said the Wu-Tang Clan and the Popeyes.
Yeah, you know, I just thought living in between two Jehovah Witnesses, like your door would just have like a hole in it from them knocking so much.
I wonder if they ever knock on each other's door and then answer like, "Bruh, what's up?"
Yeah, right. Oh shit, you live here?
Speaking of religious extremism, Zachary Melton said, "Oh, hang on. Before that, he said, my ball and my penis." And then he went on to say, Israel and Palestine and my ball.
What the fuck?
I think he might have just the one.
Yeah, he's got something going on with his ball. Jacob said the Catch Me Outside girl and the Island Boys, and then he also said Mexicans and blacks.
Sean Wheeler said a gorilla and 100 men.
Yeah. I guess that's a thing that was going around. Wasn't
Yeah.
there like a video or something?
It's a very current meme. Yeah, no, there's a lot of videos.
Yeah.
Andy Dellinger said a bear and a woman.
Yeah, who said that?
Andy Dellinger.
Oh yeah, Andy, good one. Jacob said Cody Fagminio and Nacho Bryant.
Bacon said Hunter S. Thompson and Al Gore. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
And Zach Melton said anal beads and a butthole.
Okay.
All right, there was
Trey Talmadge, AK's boy, said SpongeBob and some guy named Bob who makes sponges. Okay.
Lexi Nicole Lego said Hans Kim and Rick Diaz.
Oh shit. Yeah, right.
That would be amazing. That would be kind of nice because they're both road comics and like you can kind of make noise and it's not a big deal because they're never home.
True. Kyle Yankowski said ants and a piece of candy.
No break.
You ever see the video of the guy that like gaslights ants? And he'll put like a piece of candy on the ground, wait for one ant to come up to it. It'll like feel on it and everything. And then it'll go back to the hive and be like, yo, guys, I found this piece of candy. And the guy will just completely remove it. So all these ants come marching in and they're like, yo, fuck you, dude. You know, like, I thought you said there was food over here. And he's like, guys, I swear there was food. And he calls it gaslighting ants. I fucking love it.
I seen that. I saw another good ant video where this dude, he kept on feeding like these little things into an ant mound until they become addicted to nicotine and he becomes their god.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
All right, there is plenty more to read off. I'm gonna look for a winner.
All right, go ahead. I'll read off.
You'll beat off.
Jacob said a flat earther and a hollow earther. Oh god, that'd be a nightmare, dude.
That'd be pretty fun.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna ask the chat. Chat, anybody in here a flat earther? I'd love to have a flat earther on the show. That might be one of the questions that I ask everybody from now on. Dude, are you a flat earther? Because I really want to talk to you.
You might be surprised by the number of yeses.
Oh, I know. It's crazy. Travis, are you a flat earther?
No.
Okay, good. Thank God. I was hoping I didn't have a retarded co-host.
No, I'm retarded in other ways. Don't worry.
Perfect. That's
All
what
right.
I need.
We got a clear winner.
Okay, who we got?
Well, let me scroll back up to him real quick. It got pretty close there. But the winner, we didn't even read this one off. the winner with Has Anyone Said Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin? That was from Will Conway with 7
Oh,
reactions.
my man Will. Actually, I did see that one, but it disappeared right before I could read it.
Ah. Well, we got you now, and the chat saw it, so
Hell
stand
yeah.
by for a link.
Yes, sir. And I will go and we will read off the last and final joke concept of the night. All right, this one comes from Zach No Breaks Estrada. He actually kind of brought it up in the chat the other day. And I said, hey, man, that's pretty cool. You mind if we use it? And he was like, go for it. So, if you were on death row and got to choose your execution, what would it be? How would you take yourself out?
Ooh.
What do you think, Travis?
I would say Death by Snoo Snoo.
Explain. I don't know your fucking Chinese bullshit.
It's from an episode of Futurama where they go to like a planet of these giant Amazon women, and the punishment for being a man on their planet is death by snoo snoo.
Sounds good to me.
Oh yeah.
Sign me up. Hell yeah, dude.
What about you?
Uh, I'd go out with a bang, man, of heroin, pure, right in the arm.
Terrence McKenna said that that actually probably, if you got to take yourself out, that's probably the most comfortable way to go.
Yeah, that's how I've always said I was gonna go. So, like, I'm gonna remain sober for the rest of my life. Like, I don't want to do it because heroin is the most amazing feeling in the world. But like, if they were gonna do it, so I get to choose, right? So what I want them to do is have a lethal dose of it, but I want it pure heroin. I don't want no fucking because it's actually a lot harder to die from pure heroin than people think. You know, if it's actually pure stuff. We don't get pure stuff. It's so stepped on by the time it gets onto the streets and into our hands and everything like that. But pure stuff, it's not hard. Okay, let me say it's not hard to die from it, but it's harder. Um, but I don't want no fentanyl in it or nothing. I just want that nice pure heroin. And I want them to hit me with about half of that dose so I feel it before I go. And then as soon as I nod off, bam, hit me with the rest. That's how I want to go.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was never a big H fan, but I was and still am a big K fan. But the thing is, like, no matter how much of it you do, you can't like OD on it. You just get put right to sleep. But if I can go to like that place there where I'm just like out of touch with the rest of physical reality, you could just like put a gun to my head at that point.
Yeah, cool. We took it all serious.
Yeah. No, but I am still going with Death by Snoo Snoo.
Okay. Yeah. Uh, I can't think of what my funny one would be. I don't know. I'm just
Conway is having some technical difficulties. Let me remind him to try pulling it up in a different browser. There we go. Only 5 minutes of retention-killing silence there.
yeah. Yeah, I'm sitting here already reading the comments.
Yeah, all this death and we end up dying by dead air.
Didum.
What would you say is the worst way to die?
The worst way to die?
Yeah.
Alone. Like feeling alone, completely alone, no matter what the situation is, like and I would have never said that. Like kids kind of change you, man, you know what I mean? So like I don't know, just feeling like your kids aren't there or you're leaving them or whatever. Uh, that's the worst way to die.
Well,
There's no
that's
physical way. Go ahead.
well, that's depressing. Mine is death by gay snoo snoo.
I love how you brought us back. I love how you reminded me we're on a fucking comedy podcast. Thank you.
Yeah, it's easy to forget.
Hey, snoo snoo. Oh my god. I just saw a funny one. Where did he say it? Richard Silva was like, Harmon, hey, why doesn't everyone tell me what you can't tell your therapist? He's talking about this Joe concept.
Yeah, I mean, comedy is legit a form of therapy.
Oh, comedy is therapy, man. It is for sure. Like we talked to a couple people on here that have like been in some sort of like program, like 12-step program and all that. And like this is a form of fellowship, you know. I didn't really find my tribe when I tried different programs, but like I found my tribe here for sure. People that can talk about their pain and their misery or, you know, talk about life experiences that they've gone through, but also end it with a punchline. Like those are my type of people, man. Makes me feel welcome, makes me feel not alone. Uh, so yeah, comedy is definitely therapy, dude.
That's kind of how I got into it too. Like, there's this one joke. It's from a special that Christopher Titus did like 2025, like a long ass time ago. Um, just talking about like how he hates hearing people complain, but all you got to do is throw a punchline on the end of your complaint, and then you're fun to be around. So,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
no doubt. No doubt. I feel like that's what all of us in this chat do, man.
yeah.
You know?
Because I'll tell you, if I'm not adding punchlines, I'm kind of insufferable to be around because that's me at work because they don't like punchlines at work. They get upset, so I don't
So
do them,
you're
and then
just
I'm just
insufferable at
miserable.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, at work I'm just quiet. I don't fuck with anybody. I don't I find no matter where you go in your work environment, I don't know if anybody else has this same experience, but everybody's like a fucking it's like worse than high school, man. People like to gossip and talk about other people and shit. I don't do that. I hit them with a few like, "Oh, that's crazy." You know, like one of those like, "Oh, crazy. Yeah, cool." And then I walk away and I'm like, "The fuck I need to know that person's business for?" So I just go to work, do my job to the best of my ability and go home. Comedy.
I don't know. I kind of like work gossip because sometimes it's funny as fuck. Like, I don't know. Like there was this one time at work that there was this gay dude, but he's like super conservative. Like he drove a big pickup truck covered in like Trump bumper stickers, and he that actually doesn't have anything to do with the story. But he came into work super drunk one time, and he got fired. And then like about a month later, allegedly, uh, he like hired someone to go and like slash our boss's tires and this one chick because he felt that she got him fired, which he showed up to work drunk. You can't really blame that on anybody.
Yeah, it's just people not holding accountability, man. I can't stand that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's
Uh,
one thing from top to bottom where I work is I want to keep my job, so I'll leave it at that.
yeah, I'm not a big gossiper. I'm really not. I keep to myself. Um, you know, like what's that famous quote? I don't even know who said it. Like it's just like ranking people kind of like in a hierarchy type thing. Like people that talk about people, like are like at the bottom. People that talk about things are like towards the middle. People that talk about ideas are like towards the top. I'm more of like an idea person. I like sitting down with people and just like shooting the shit and being like, "Yo, what do you think of this?" And I feel like that's why I love comedy, because we can just like build off of ideas and do things. Now, there has been things, and we're just killing air, until he gets in here. If he even gets in here, it doesn't seem like he's going to.
Nah,
Uh,
we're at the point where we're interviewing each other now.
yeah, yeah, and just step out of the comedy for a minute and just talk about real life shit. But what was I saying right before that? Um,
People who talk about people who talk
yeah,
about how much their balls itch, or yeah.
yeah. I just like talking about ideas, dude. I feel like every friend that I've had, because like in real life, I only have like a couple friends. I don't fuck with people like that. Like, it's just my my style. That's just how I am. I'm not necessarily reclusive. I wouldn't say that, but I just like don't find myself meshing with many people. And I like talking to people that are like deep and are willing to jump into some wild ass conversations and like get into the thick of some stuff and talk about ideas and plans and stuff like that. I can't be friends with somebody that's just like, "Oh, did you know that so and so did such and such?" I'm like, dude, honestly, like if it's outside of a work environment, because I always speak my mind. I'm always like, whatever the fuck I think I say, I really have to watch myself in the work environment because I've never been in the type of work environment that I'm in right now. So I have to like bite my tongue sometimes or watch myself. But I really just, if it's outside of work, I'll just straight up tell you, I don't give a fuck. Like that doesn't tickle my fancy. I don't want to talk about this person. Would you talk about this person if they were standing right here in front of you like that? No, you wouldn't. Then why the fuck are you talking to me about it? That's just how I am. But yeah, big on accountability, as you guys know. um, but I guess I can see the fun in it. And I think what's like fucked up society in that respect is the fact that we have so much like what do you call it? Reality TV shows and stuff. Like reality TV. That's not reality, man. Reality isn't really like that. But it's fucked up everybody's head. Um
Yeah, I think that like the big thing that's fucking with people right now, I think it's kind of moved away from reality television, and it's moved on to like TikTok and Reels. And because A, that's not really reality either, even though it's being presented that way. It's also giving the idea that just anyone can do it. Like it's not hard work. Like as I'm sure that you have discovered since we've been doing CWG, it's a lot of hard work because we got
mhm.
to be the talent, we got to be the director, we got to be the writer, the promoter, the every damn thing. Um, Especially hard when you can't just throw them titties up on the OnlyFans. There ain't nobody trying to see this. That's not gonna help me. Like,
Somebody will.
eh,
Yeah.
not normal people. Like anyone who's into that probably isn't like bringing home fat paychecks.
Dude, the guys that are into that will pay big bucks for some reason, dude. Like, because it's probably so niche, like not many people are doing it. But yeah, no, I totally agree with you. And social media has definitely fucked people up. I'm on social media, as you guys see. Like even when I had my other Facebook account, like when I was my actual self, I was essentially the same thing, just didn't have the name Harmon Comedy. I didn't have comedy at the end, uh, but like I've never taken social media seriously. It's not a place to be serious. Like I don't get in arguments with people online. I used to. I used to. Let me jump back. I used to like political debates and all that stuff. But like over the past, I would say 5 years, I've really changed my views on that. Cause like, dude, the internet is not a real place. It's where people go to be the most fucked up version of themselves. and then that translates into their daily life, like a bunch of keyboard warriors and stuff, and you're not going to convince anybody of anything through a keyboard, like very rarely, because again, people don't want to take accountability, people don't want to be open-minded. So like the internet is like a pretend place, and I totally use it as such. Like, I don't take anything seriously on there. But it's become like this, to everybody it's become so real. And I feel like that, and we shit on celebrities all the time, right? I do it all the time. I think it's fun. I do it in fun, and I think it's funny. But people do it like seriously too. Like they're like really bashing these people, and it's like, come on, man, they're fucking people. They're fucked up just like we're fucked up. But nobody wants to point the finger at themselves and say, hey, man, I'm fucked up too. So then that translates into your daily life. So you do all this gossip online, or you read all this gossip, and you think it's like this like normal standard practice in like everyday conversation. So now you're the person in the workplace like, "Oh, did you hear Laura's husband's leaving her?" Like, and you think it's like this normal thing. It's not normal. You look like a fucking weirdo, Becky.
I
Like,
I do want to lightly disagree with you on one point you made there. Like, I do agree that celebrities are fucked up and I am fucked up, but I wouldn't say that we're fucked up like in the same way or for even remotely the same reasons. Like, I will never be at the point at like where Army Hammer is, to where I've just been fucking so much and nothing gets me off anymore, so now I need to like eat human flesh. I don't foresee that as being a problem that I'll ever have. But
you're
weird.
taking it to an extreme. You're taking it to an extreme. I'm talking about just normal everyday people. Like, yes, I get what you're saying. But like, we're all flawed. That's what it comes down to. We're all flawed. But we all want to act like we're just as long as I'm better than this guy. As long as I'm not that bad. You know what I mean? As long as I'm not eating flesh. Like, so you're taking it to an extreme, and I see what you're saying, but I'm not taking it to that extreme. And yeah, so this has been therapy now, and as you could tell, I definitely have some stuff going on to where there's some things in my life where people bitch and they gossip, and all they do is fucking, they're so negative to be around all the time, and I can't fucking stand it. That's why I love my Thursdays coming on here with you guys. I could try to forget about that shit, even though it was just brought up because we have dead air. But I don't know. I wonder if people agree with me in the comments. That's just not my thing. I don't do that. Well, it has been 15 minutes. So we just want to move on to the next one.
Good job, Conway. Can't wait to have you back.
Yeah, Conway, you have a rain check as well.
Oh yeah. All right. So I wasn't copying and pasting like I normally would. I was being conversational, so I didn't get a lot of them down, but I got a good few. You want to reintroduce us before I do the
Yes,
thing?
sir. All right. So the final joke concept of the night. If you were on death row and you got to choose your execution, what would it be?
And we had many interesting ideas. Clinton Patrick Kofia said, "A feather in the butt for sure."
Okay.
And Jacob Offender Delegal said, "Death by pager in Palestine." That was a wild one.
That is wild.
And Justin Dean, smothered and suffocated by vagina. It's a form
Yes,
of
sir.
death by snoo snoo.
Hell yeah.
Another form of snoo snoo, Phil Lombardo said, "Death by your mom."
Is Phil the one that keeps saying the your mom ones? Because if so, bravo. Bravo, sir. Those are good.
Yeah. Alex Krieg, I think we're definitely on the same page here. K-hole, then just roll me out the window.
Yeah.
From Zach Melton, I want a fat woman to sit on my face.
Don't we all, man?
Yeah. Oh, here's one. From Kyle Yankowski. He said, Death by Dan Stinson playing me like his drum set.
Yeah. Dan Stinson said, I'm on death row. It's 1992. Me and Tupac are running the streets.
From Bacon. I want to die by throwing a tarp over an old truck and drink and play music and smoke weed till I just pass out and don't wake up again.
That's actually peaceful.
Yeah, that one's kind of sad.
Yeah, she's definitely thought of that before.
Yeah, I mean,
there's been many a nights where she's just sitting out in her front lawn with a truck running and she's holding a tarp just crying.
From AK. I want the warden to blow me until I just die from starvation.
That's probably my favorite so far.
Dan Stinson fed to lions on live TV. So that's why they really came back last season. Human flesh.
Oh, yeah.
From Bacon, pull the switch and watch a bitch twitch.
Yeah, she likes to rhyme.
Yep. And that's all that I copied down before I gave up on that.
Zachary Melton said, fight a horde of cannibal midget women. And then Zach No Breaks said, I jerk off to that.
Amanda Burns, it would be an honor to have the Memphis Strangler take me out.
Yes. It would.
All right, someone might have to fill me in on what this is referencing. Well, I know what it's. Dan Stinson said the boo box from the movie Hook.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I was hoping you had seen that movie so you could fill me in. I'm sure it's hilarious.
I don't have good recall. I have seen the movie, but I can't recall.
Andy Dellinger says a golden shower ticket.
Sean Wheeler said, telling an anti-government joke on stage in China. That'd be good.
Richard Silva says, I'd choose my execution by John Cena because I'd never see it coming.
Good. Trey Talmadge says, taking an Uber driven by Suge Knight.
Zach Melton said, Kid Rock eats my butthole. A little bit old for that one there, bud.
Yeah, you got to be under 18 for that to happen.
Yeah.
Zach No Break said, pushed off the edge of the flat earth. Dude, Zach, let me find out you're a flat earther, dude. I could totally picture. Zach, if you're a flat earther, I accept it. I accept that you are.
Well, this one sounds like a challenge to me. Zach Melton said, have a giant piece of bacon wrap around me and take me to Bacon Land.
Oh, man. Zach must have just hit up Bacon's OnlyFans.
Let's see. Dan Stinson said, they let me go into Compton and just see how many times I can say it before they shoot me.
Wait, say what?
Say what? Yeah, fill us in, Stinson.
Yeah, Stinson, put in the chat, what are you talking about?
From Sean Wheeler, competing as a trans woman in Russian roulette.
Dan Stinson said, I get killed in a real life real live reenactment of Les Miserables. The entire prison has to be involved and spend months studying the script and building sets. Dude, Dan, that is a total fantasy, dude. I fucking would love that. I went and saw Les Mis live. I'm a huge Les Mis fan. And as lame as that sounds, dude. um, but yeah, that'd be amazing, dude. Can you imagine getting the entire prison involved with that?
That would be fun. Give them something to do. Release the tension.
Yeah.
This would also release the tension. Brian Lewis said, "Super glue my penis to my butthole by someone wearing a Shrek costume and then fed to sharks." Tension
Okay.
releasing.
Okay.
Okay. This one actually happened to me at Electric Forest. I didn't die, but Zach Melton said, "Have a bunch of Wookiees eat my butt." Electric Forest, if you haven't been, you gotta go. Kyle Yankowski, death by solar flare. No, really, flying into the sun with a little flare on.
Kyle's always got a little flair to
Mm-hmm.
him. Zachary Melton said, I get the father talk by every sitcom TV dad till I explode.
He also said, "Stuck in a giant vagina that's shooting out quicksand." And Dan Stinson said, "Pudding suffocation."
Pudding suffocation. So he'd like to hang out with Cosby.
Oh, yeah. Zach Melton, "Get eaten by a whale and make a home in it." That always sounded lovely. I really enjoyed the getting eaten by a whale level in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. Do we have a winner?
Let me hit a refresh real quick. Let's see.
Kyle Yankowski said, I want to put some wings on my car, drive off a cliff, and see what happens. Yeah, that's like every dude's fantasy. For sure.
Seeing a three-way tie for first so far. Don't forget to react to the comments that made you laugh, guys. Make this easy on me.
Yep. Zachary Melton said, making bacon with bacon. A good old bacon melt. That's what they call that.
Okay. We currently have that three-way tie. I'm gonna give it a refresh, see if anyone pulled ahead. Alright, still not seeing a clear winner. But at least it's only a three-way tie.
3 different people.
3 different people, yeah. Yeah, you want me to go ahead and read them off?
Yes, sir.
Alright, let me scroll back up to where they were. Alright, so the first one was a golden shower ticket by Andy Dellinger. The second one, when I find it here, Death by Solar Flare. No, really, flying into the sun with a little flare on by Kyle Yankowski. And the third one, Pudding Suffocation by Dan Stinson. All right.
All right, who we got? Kyle, Dan, Andy.
Coincidentally, Kyle is Dandy.
Kyle is Dandy.
Yeah, he's a dandy fella.
Oh, yes.
All
He
right,
is.
let's see. Kyle, I understand that you're smoking steaks right now, but what you're not considering is that's awesome and we want to see it.
Yeah, right.
Let's get them votes in.
You have severely underestimated how fat we are.
Ooh. Well, so far it's a 3-way tie here. Well, no, because Dan voted for 2 people. I'm going to take that as changing your vote. All right, keep the votes coming, guys.
Yeah, we're not counting Dan's votes. He's always voting against himself.
Yeah. Well, if his votes don't count, then there's only one vote out there, and it's for him. We got 19 people in the chat. Why am I only seeing one vote?
Dan said, "LOL. How involved is smoking steaks?"
Yeah, steaks is a euphemism. It's actually a collection of weird herbs and flowers that he's collected to get him high as fuck.
Mm-hmm. What was that shit that he was talking about smoking again?
Fuck. It wasn't kava because that's something you eat. Blue Lotus.
Blue Lotus. Yeah.
I tried it back in the day and it did nothing for me. I kind of want to give it another try.
Yeah, actually, I forgot about that. I'm going to check it out tonight.
All right, we are now up to 2 votes that count. 1 Stinson, 1 Kyle. Everyone else is voting for steaks or meth. And if we're going to start counting Dan's votes again, he just changed his vote back to Kyle. And there's another Kyle vote.
All right, yep.
All right. Sucks to suck, Kyle. You're the winner.
Yeah, man. You fucking suck, Kyle.
You suck at avoiding getting on the podcast. I think this has got to be like his 5th or 6th time.
Yeah, he might have the record, actually.
Yeah. The votes are now cascading in for Kyle.
Actually, him and Dan, I think, have the most appearances.
Yeah. Well, I feel like AK has been awful close.
Oh, yeah. Him, Dan, and AK. Yes.
All right. Trying to see your meats, Kyle. Go ahead and hop on. I also saw right before the podcast started, Kyle's got his drip game on tonight. You're about to see.
Oh, okay. I just picture him dressed as a fucking shaman.
That is not far off. There he is.
Yo. It's me, Mario.
What's up?
What's up? What's up?
What's up?
How is it going?
It's going, brother. How you guys doing?
Good, bro. Good. Dude, what Italian did you beat up, dude?
Yes, but
Did I what?
Did you beat up and like steal their chain?
Yes, but say I'm doing good, but I'm not like linen walking suit with the chain good right now. That's good.
Yeah, dude. I'm wearing all white right now. I got my cult robes on.
Damn, dude.
See,
About to get down on this cult of the yam right now.
Let's see that food. Show me your meat.
You want to see my meat?
We all
I
want to
don't
see
know.
your meat.
Now's a good time.
We think it's a great time. Yo, what?
Did you just whip your dick out, dude?
No.
Did we just get kicked off of Facebook?
Mm-hmm. I'm waiting. Oh, you got some fucking potatoes, of course. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's steak.
That's some steak. A couple of sirloins, a ribeye, you know.
Tell me that didn't look like some fucking yams, dude.
I was starting to question it.
Yeah. I was like, is he vegan?
The yams are in the oven. I'm trying to figure out what kind of crazy fruit combination I can do this time.
Yeah, dude, you're always making some fucking beautiful shit.
Why, thank you. I've
Yeah.
been experimenting lately with a lot of compound butters.
Ooh,
Sounds interesting.
every cult
Yeah.
needs a compound.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yep. Yeah, my girl makes like homemade butter and stuff.
Bro, like I'm telling you.
Oh yeah.
Damn, son.
Damn.
I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different kinds of butters in there.
Jesus, dude.
I got a butter for every occasion.
Dude, he's just got like dog milk, butter. Like
Goat's
any
milk.
animal you can milk, he's got a butter from it.
Yeah, dude. There's some cat's milk butter in there too.
I don't deny it.
Yeah.
So what's been going on with you, bro? Besides the normal shit.
Dude, I've been playing a lot of like instruments and stuff.
Yeah, I've been seeing it a little bit.
I like the hand pan drum. That thing's fun.
Did you just get that?
I got it like a week or so ago.
I didn't
Something
see
like that.
I don't think I
But,
saw
yeah.
that. Yeah.
I've been posting some videos. I've been messing around a little bit, dabbling with the drums, you know.
Hell yeah. Is it like labeled, man? Does it have like the notes on it, or you just got to figure it out?
I could put stickers on it, but I'm just kind of like, whatever. I'll figure it out.
It all sounds good, man. If you like put on some headphones or something and just listen, oh dude, it sounds so good. Like when I put my kids to sleep, sometimes I put on like Native American flute music, and it's always just so peaceful, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure it's real nice for rubbing one out to, huh?
Now, I bet, dude, you do semen retention, don't you?
Gosh, what's it been? 2 months now?
Since you've jerked off?
Probably. I don't know. Longer, maybe.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Nah, dude.
It's been.
I ain't even.
Hold on. How
I
long?
ain't tripping, bro.
All right, we've been on here for 3 hours and 14 minutes. It's been 3 hours and 15 minutes since I've jerked off.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, there's no way.
Bro,
like,
I'm
fucking
telling
No
you,
Nut
man.
November. He's doing like a no nut 2025.
Dude, all year. I'm gonna see how long I can ride this gravy train, you know? My kundalini's all vibrating and shit. Like, I wake up, I stare at the sun for a couple minutes, and then my body starts vibrating, and then I have like a slight mental orgasm. It's great.
Mental orgasm? What are you, gay?
No, I figured that out a long time ago. That's not a thing.
Cock tastes kind of funny.
Well, Offender did just say he looks like he's been dabbling in gay sex, cocaine, and the hand drum.
Yeah. Dude,
Just not the gay sex part.
Just not the gay sex part.
And the cocaine, I guess.
He's living a healthy lifestyle. No, are you really doing like semen retention, dude?
Yeah.
I mean,
Dude,
why would
I
you?
called that.
Why would you even want to retain
You
semen?
got
That
me.
does. Retaining semen sounds gay. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah,
Like, why do you want that
Bro.
much semen?
Bro, your seed is sacred. Like, what are you doing? Every time you bust, you're giving your nut to like some kind of mythical archon demon out there that's just feeding off of your energy.
No, I'm
dude.
giving it to the Haynes Corporation.
Now I'm giving it to some $5 whore. And I'm trusting she knows what to do with it. I'm like, here, I
The
don't know.
Heinz corporations take all of your ejaculate from the garbage, and that's what they make their ketchup with.
No. The Haynes Corporation.
Said Haynes.
Yeah, they make socks, not ketchup. But like, trust me, I tried it with the ketchup. It's cold.
Dude, I'm not gonna be able to eat a hot dog for another 2 weeks, dude. I'm about to start doing hot dog retention after this talk. Holy shit. Yeah, dude, but can we just go back to the fact that I fucking called this? I knew you never mentioned that to us, and I knew you were doing some type of the glow of your skin or something, dude. I'm like, this guy's balls are just wanting to explode right now. He's just walking around with these huge fucking testicles right now.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, those are the
Well,
yams.
Yeah, he's
those
got
are
the
the
yam.
yams.
Sure. Yeah.
Go play with the yam pan.
Well, at least I know your butter's safe. No, actually,
Yeah.
that reminds me. So I mentioned before I used to live in this place called an Oxford House, and not a lot of people know what that is. But that's like when you get sober, you live in this place, and like all they ask is that you pay rent, you can piss clean, and you hit some sort of 12-step program of your choosing. And people like to steal other people's foods. It's just like, being in prison. Somebody wants to steal a honey bun here and there, whatever. So people like to steal people's food. So this one guy, he fucking took some butter out, shot a load into it, and put it back, right? And it was his, but he wasn't going to eat it. So he just like did it because people were stealing butter. And he ended up saying like, "Yo, I'm tired of people stealing my fucking food," right? And this so like a couple weeks went by and he was like, "Yeah, man, for whoever's been stealing my butter, just to let you know, I fucking shot a load in that shit." And this dude stood up.
Ah,
This dude stood up so quick and tried to fight the guy. So he was like, "Oh, now I know who stole my fucking food." I was like,
dude, my friend was telling
"What?"
me a crazy story about freaking this one guy he worked with at one point. Dude got fired because he was caught in the walk and fucking a stick of butter.
What?
No joke.
First of all, that's cold. It's cold in there. I'm trying to think of like the
Right?
logistics of this. How does this work?
Like, how hard do you gotta be to fuck a stick of cold butter? Like, you gotta warm it up first or something. Like, come on.
Yeah, he was like, I knew something was fishy when he was like walking away from the microwave with a stick of butter.
Yeah, and then somebody goes in there and they're like, why does all the sticks of butter have holes in them?
How do you fuck a stick of butter? Like a stick of butter, like does that wrap or do you have sticks that are like this big? Like I don't get it.
Yeah, you haven't seen like the pound size sticks of butter?
Oh shit, dude. Because the sticks of butter I got, you can only get fucked by. You can't fuck them.
Think more like, the giant rolls of the Amish butter you see in the grocery store.
Yeah.
Like that
Well,
kind of size.
I
You
mean,
don't want to get fucked by one of those.
it shouldn't have been looking like that. You know what I mean?
Also, does it count as hot dog retention if you still eat them with your ass?
Oh, okay.
That's how they are retained.
I'll give you that one. That's just like David Lucas's joke to Tony Hinchcliffe. He was like, "Tony, you look like you eat those Vienna sausages with your booty. You eat them with your booty." He's always calling it his booty. He never calls it his like butt or anything. With your booty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man,
but
those two's dynamics great.
oh yeah. Yeah.
That's fun. We should totally do another roast battle sometime. That'd be fun.
Yeah, dude, I tried to get David Lucas on the last roast battle. I don't know if you guys fucking remember that. He hit me up and he was like, "Yeah, I'll come on." Then he never showed up. I was like, "Fuck."
Typical David Lucas, always showing up late or no showing,
Yeah. He's either showing up late or not for his kids.
Daddy left for a pack of cigarettes months ago.
All right, man. Well, that has been our time, dude. What is this? Your 5th time on here?
I don't know what keeps happening, man. I'm just like trying to ride those waves of like them high vibrations. You know what I'm saying? It's like if it ain't coming from a place of love, it ain't from me. You know what I'm saying? You wake up, you put a little love in it, put a little love in your life. That's what you got to do.
Just don't put any love in the butter.
Yeah. That's a no-no.
Nah. Well, man, thank you for being our senior positive correspondent of the CWG, man. Everybody loves you, dude. Everybody. But
well, I love everybody too.
we know you do. And we will see you next week as well. I have faith.
Yes. Always.
All right, brother. Have a good night. Enjoy those steaks.
Oh yeah, I'm hard already.
Yeah,
Break out the bucket.
Bring out the bucket. All right, let's go.
Later, man.
Later.
All right, that was Kyle Yankowski. Was it breaking up on your end a little bit that time?
There was a little bit of hiccups here and there, nothing like super egregious.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, but it was breaking up over here. Okay. All right, well, that was the final joke concept of the night, which brings us to our closer.
Yes, the closer who should check his messages right now.
Yes, sir. Mr. Offender, if you would check your messages. And I'm excited about this, man. Yeah, we had a few hiccups tonight, guys. We apologize. Try to keep it going. I definitely wasn't on my A game tonight. But yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, no, me either. Bill Rhoades wasn't the only person who showed up to the podcast sick as a fucking dog. Yeah, if you guys were tuned into my podcast on Tuesday, it wasn't the pad thai. It's something else. It's still hitting. What's up, Offender?
What's up, Offender? All right, we good?
Yeah, we got to turn the volume down in the back.
Yep, I got you. 2 seconds. Uno momento, por favor, señor.
Sí.
Okay.
All right, testing. 1, 2.
Sorry.
The fuck was that?
Oh, well, I pressed the wrong button there, senior correspondent there. What's up, gentlemen?
What's going on, brother?
Dude, just another fucking beautiful day here in Austin, Texas.
Yeah. Oh, you got the Live, Love, Lot lizards on?
Hey,
Hell yeah.
I just want to throw a little shout out. That's my boy's hat right there. Are you wearing the same hat?
Yeah, baby.
How gay of us.
Yeah, let me turn mine back around. Fuck that.
Yeah, there was one guy for the first.
You look good in the black light.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Don't
But I do got the pin that you gave me too from the mothership.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. So there's been a lot going on with you, man. I don't even know if we could break it down in 15 minutes. Why don't you give us a little rundown of boots on the ground, how it's been out there in Austin?
It's been crazy, dude. It's been nuts.
Yeah.
I've been, obviously I quit working at Shakes. I said that last episode, but I've been grinding out. I've been getting a lot more opportunities. I got an opportunity to host on Sundays with the guys that do the NAR Bar show and stuff like that. I had a big learning opportunity this week where it's basically like, can't get too emotionally invested in barking for yourself when you're barking for a show. That's a good lesson for anybody out there. Quick little 1-2, 1-2. Also, good to broaden your horizon and accept challenges. And so I've got May 10th, I've got the Hilton, and then May 12th through the 15th, I'm going to New York City, dude.
Hell yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And I'm going to highlight the reason why. And it's partly because a comedian came to this scene in Austin, Texas. And as I was out there barking for a show, just as a friendly gesture to the producers of the show, and I was going on, but I needed people. So I'm barking people in, right? I barked this guy in, and he says, when he gets to the back, he was like, "You guys ain't shit. You don't have a real scene here." And I'm like, uno momento, por favor, senor. You don't know what's going on here. See, I'm about to build this. I'm about to pack this room out with 30, 40 people in a matter of 15 to 20 minutes. You guys are just my first three, you know? And he walked out of Shakes, and he was all pissy and was like saying that comedians from here ain't shit. And I got in my feelings. And I told that dude that night, I said, "Hey, I'll go joke for joke right now with you. Let's go." And he was like, "Nah, you ain't even worth it. You wouldn't make it a day in my city." So I told him, I was like, when I go home tonight, I'm going to look at a flight, and I'm going to fly to New York City. And I'm going to figure it the fuck out. Because I'm not a one-sided comic. I'm not just from one scene. I'm from all scenes. I'm trying to learn how to be funny across all of America, dude.
Let me ask you this. Did the guy get up on stage?
Hell no. What a pussy, bro. I would have went joke for joke right there on the streets. What are you talking about, dude? You can't just come to my scene and like I live and eat and breathe these streets. I bark for multiple shows a night. Man, fuck you. Who the fuck do you think you are?
And guys,
this is Austin, Texas, baby. We are not playing that shit.
And what he's not telling you is it was Andrew Schultz.
No, it was totally not, dude. Don't say that. I may meet that guy one day. I don't want to deal with this. It'll be like, "Hey, you remember that one time?"
Yeah, because I know Andrew's watching right now for sure.
Hey, that'd be dope. Don't doubt yourself, bro. You gotta listen to Kyle now. Kyle's got that semen retention. He's got my attention because I'm worried about his nutsack.
Yo, me too, dude. Me too. I don't know. I think he's lying. Nobody has that much butter and has not been fucking churning.
He's definitely churned a couple turns, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of semen in that butter, bro.
Oh, dude, yeah. He's got the hands of an Amish woman, I'll tell you that.
Dude, I said he looked like Elvis and Jesus had a baby.
Yeah, I saw that. Let me ask you this though. Who was that fucking comic?
I don't know, man. It was just a thing that happened, and I didn't mean to take it so personal, right? But I can't help it. Like I mean, bro, I live on a short bus with no bathroom, and no kitchen, and I'm like parking by the mothership, and I'm out here fucking every day for multiple producers, and I'm barking shows, and I'm trying to carve my own path in this scene that is it is challenging. And there are places that are not actually set up for comedy. And that makes it so challenging. And then there's also, and I don't mean this rudely to anybody, but there are some people in the way. People that could write better jokes, take mics more seriously, be there. Like, and I say this to anybody. Bro, I'm not doing a dead room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you're the type of comic that is okay with walking in, like, and there's people outside that could see these jokes that could then become your fans and be like, "You know what, man? You made my evening. Ain't no way, dude. You give me 15 minutes, I'm getting at least 5 in, if not 30, you know? And so I do get like a little bit passionate about it, and I get a little bit territorial over it because I think, I question, why are you being given the stage time when you're not out here? Like, if it wasn't for the Barker that's out there right now, like boosting the show, and like most people want you to boost the show, man, I know how to boost myself. I've been living high on my own dream for a long time, you know? And at the end of the day, what I did when I saw empty rooms is I went out there and made the change. So I am being challenged in a way that's like I gotta understand like that's just how show business works. So it's like part of the learning curve of comedy.
I gotta be honest with you, man. Like, I love the fact that you're going out to New York to prove something to yourself, but it's strictly to prove it to yourself because whoever that motherfucker was, dude, isn't worth your time.
No. There's other reasons too. I gotta be 100% honest.
True. I forgot about that part. Yeah.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I mean, I love comedy, right? But man, oh man, dude, if you were to tell me that the love of my life was gonna be in New York for a couple of days, and she's about to have to go back to South Korea, and this could be the last time I get to see her.
Hold on. And what he's not announcing is it's Andrew Schultz.
No, it's Logan Paul, right? Don't they have some beef right now? Nah, but a friend of mine is going to be there, and I'm really excited about it. I'm quite smitten right now, as some might say. You know, I've really missed seeing her, and it's interesting. But I've also had some fun, like with the comedy stuff. Let's get back to that stuff, not my heart or my cock, but the comedy stuff. It's interesting. I've come up with this idea that, man, I'm going to do one major city a month. I'm going to fly out to LA. I'm going to fly out to Chicago. I'm going to do this in the developing stage that I'm at and figure out how to pay for it and whatever I got to do. But 3 days. And I'm coming to that city because I don't want it to be said that I just spent all of my time in one location developing as a comic. Like here, there are a lot of people, and there's a lot of people that are coming here to try to change their lives and this and that. And I think the smartest thing for me to do is like,
Not go away.
Dude, we will never know what the smartest thing for him to do is.
Tune in next week and find out.
Could you call them? What he's not telling you is...
Am I still here?
Yeah,
Yes,
what
we're
he's
still
not
there.
telling you is the smartest thing he could do is Andrew Schultz.
By the way, I hope I didn't scare the fans. I did roll outro there for like a split second.
I just saw that. Joey Diaz just pops up on the screen. Hey, you fucking cocksuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, it's been a night. Sorry for the technical issues and all that. All right, here you go.
Sorry.
Yeah. So the number one thing you can do for yourself, you said, or something like that.
Oh, is go challenge myself in other cities where fucking they say the legacy comics come from. If you say that Chicago is the place where comedians were developed and carved from the fucking gutters of this planet, then fuck it. Let's go. Who the fuck? I need to learn, bro. I don't have time to fucking waste. I'm already 4 years late in the game. You know, and I'm doing pretty decent, man. Like, man, my crowd work has gotten way better. I'm getting quick on my feet, how to interact with people, how to slow it down. You know, I'm trying to learn shit. I'm only 4 months in.
Yeah.
But I promise you, dude, that guy fired me up. You gotta love the haters, dude. You gotta love them. I remember people used to doubt me or call me gay in high school, you know. I mean, it's not my fault they caught me with the dick in my hands, but
Caught me dick-handed.
No.
Yeah, but no, I agree with that, man. Like, if you're not challenging yourself mentally, you're mentally challenged.
Yeah. Now I need the exposure as well. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of feel like I'm getting slept on here. I'm feeling like people don't actually know what it is that they saw or what it is that I am. And I can tell you that based off of like, and I'm not like a fucking smart guy, dude, but I know analytics enough to look at what happened on my clip and say, okay, that's pretty abnormal. I'm at like 2.3. I think the show right now is at 2.5. So I've almost had just as many views as the entire show. I got over 114,000 likes, and I'm not bragging about that. What I'm saying is that as a comic, that if you're trying to make your mark, then I feel like that's a good fucking mark, bro. That's a welcome to the scene, baby. Here's the first spotlight you saw of me. And like anybody that's been part of CWG, they've seen the roast between us. They've seen us on the chats, in the Discord. So they had time to learn and understand it more. But to just go all of a sudden be a stranger and then pop, that's pretty good. And I've been out here promoting myself. I've been out here working it. There's a slight issue with maybe just because you're good or great at something does not mean you should do that. Because if you want to be better at something else, if you are the best barker in the streets, well, then guess what happens? Now you can't be a comedian because everybody wants you to be a barker.
Yeah.
And so
trial and error, man. You learn
Yeah,
through
yeah.
trial and error. And
Part of my decision to go on the road and go travel, and like, dude, I'm actually doing New York to Denver, Denver to Austin. And
Yeah.
so I'm going to be gone from the 11th or 12th all the way to like the 22nd. I'm going out to Denver to do the 2 minutes to midnight with Gary Gia, Cameron Chase. Several other comedians are going to be there. So that's going to be on Wednesday, and hopefully we get a Thursday spot. You know, if we can sell enough tickets, anybody that's in the Denver area, fucking come out. If you're in New York and you know a place that I can, you know, do a mic, please hit me up. By the way, I do want to shout out my IG that I don't have access to right now. I'm trying to desperately figure it out, folks, but it is offender.jokes on IG. I'm trying to get better at all this stuff. There's a lot to fucking learn.
Oh yeah, man. And it's funny because you were talking about all the places you're going to be hitting, and me and you talked throughout the week. So like I knew all this information, and so what I did, and it was actually mentioned earlier on the show tonight, I went into ChatGPT.
I already knew you did.
And I looked at the best places to go to. I sent them in a text to you. I don't know if you got it, but literally every single fucking place that you're going to is the number one spot.
Yeah. No, I did see that. Yeah. Oh, I love this idea, man. I think I'm going to try to get some content out of it. I think I'm just, you know, I'm not trying to say by any fucking means that I'm the best in the biz by any fucking means. I'm a dumbass comedian trying to learn what works and what doesn't. But from what I hear on the chatter is that the Austin scene is a little bit oversaturated, that it is a little bit diluted with delusional people, you know, and that the clubs aren't comedy clubs.
There's politics involved.
But there's always going to be that. There's always going to be gatekeepers, right? But there are scenes where there's just comedians getting to be comedians and not having to be barkers. Yeah. And like, honestly, man, like I look at Christian Calloway and I like, man, that guy, smart move on his part, bro. He got into a really nice scene, into a club where he can get stage time, and he gets to be a part of it. He gets to see the actual development of maybe some great comedians, but even comedians that are on the up and coming, you know? Yeah. And so I think for anybody that's trying to take it seriously, that's where it's at. Like, that's what I hope for, is I hope that I get a mentor or somebody to come in and say, okay, look, kid, you need to do this, do that, fucking clean up your shit. And it doesn't happen that way, but I'm definitely looking for a home club, and I'm willing to travel all across this country to find a place that's like, yo, we got a kid that's willing to work hard, dedicate his life to this, can bring in customers. I mean, dude, I'm barking over 120 people a night, 3 different clubs. I packed out rooms 3 different times and gotten on stage 3 different times and did 3 different sets. You know, I'm made for this. If there's one thing I fucking know.
But now it's just learning to find that balance.
Hey, speaking of the man himself, Gary G just popped on the
Yo.
bus, dude.
What is up, fam? How is it going?
Good,
Shout
man.
out,
How you
dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Come on in.
Salazar, come on in. Bringing in Miss Sarah Salazar.
Hey, how are you?
She's not a stand-up comedian, but she is hilarious nonetheless. Welcome into our humble abode.
Yeah. Yeah, you're good. I'm on a podcast right now called Comedy Writers Guild, where we fucking fuck bitches and get funny.
Hell yeah.
No, but no, not right now. That was just a joke.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it looks like Gary's about to be doing half of that in a minute.
Hey, dude, Gary's a beast, bro.
Oh yeah.
Gary kills on stage. He's given me a lot of compliments on the barking skills and stuff. You know, I've had some. I'm trying to figure it out. That's the best thing I can say.
Well,
It's a
right
tough
now it's
step.
like right now it seems like trying to figure out how not to be 100% labeled as a barker.
Yeah, bro. I want to be a comedian.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking do nothing else. Yes, ma'am. It was a pleasure. I want to be a comedian. I want to get stage time. I want to get on posters. I mean, I'll help bark, but like,
Yeah.
I got to get some recognition that's going to do something for myself and my career. And I don't mean that selfishly, but I can tell you that from the scene that I've seen, there were rooms that were dead, and I refused to do that. And then I barked in people. I didn't bitch about it. I just barked them in.
Yeah.
And because I did that, then it created this like, holy shit.
Well,
But
yeah.
no offense to anybody, I was barking those people in for me.
Yeah, I mean, you were barking them in, but the guys that run the place saw that you had that dog in you. That's why you
Yeah.
became the barker.
But I need the customers, and I say this to anybody that ever walks by someone barking for comedy, check it out, dude. If it's a free show, what do you have to lose, folks? Have some fun in your life, because people can't do funny without you. That you gotta have the customers. Comedians aren't gonna laugh, and so I need a wide range of people to determine, like, hey, how funny is this joke? And that's why I'm willing to go to New York, Denver, Chicago, LA, Sarasota, New Orleans, all these places, like Portland. Portland is like the last on my list, though. I saw the list. That one's, I'm going to be like, hey, y'all need more school shootings. Outside school shootings.
I'm going to Portland, Maine first.
Oh, that's
I'm sorry, that's fucked. I didn't mean that. That was just a really, you know, it was a joke that was held at gunpoint.
Yeah, we get it.
It's a perfect end for the like foul mouth teacher episode.
Yes, it was a perfect close for the foul mouth teacher. Good point.
Hey, that guy was funny as hell, dude.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He had me laughing, dude.
He's a good guy for sure. All right, Offender. Well, you got anything else you want to talk about?
No, not really, man. Guys, I love you so much. I appreciate you. I am going to be in Denver 2 minutes to midnight. Gary Gia, follow us on Instagram, IG, Facebook. And then I got the Hilton show. And then when I come back, I'll be doing a show with Gonzo. He was not lying. Gonzo is a killer in this community. The fucking short king. He's a badass motherfucker. Throws hell of good shows with always great energy. I'm doing that. And then I'll be doing the 28th with JFC at Shakespeare's as well. So I've got some things lined up. And then I think, like I said, I'm going to do one major city a month. So if there's any fans or people out there that have any suggestions, ideas, tips, or insights on clubs that I could get some time at, I would love the opportunity. Please reach out to me. And yeah, basically, joke for joke, I'm trying to get better.
Can I plug as well? I just got booked Creek in the Cave in Austin. Just got let known around noon today, which is dope. That'll be this upcoming Tuesday. Just follow me on Instagram, Gary Gia Comedy. It's like it's my first big paid gig here in Austin. I'm really fucking proud. Like, working hard. We've been working hard. All we do is write jokes out here and just like get out there and grind. Big shout out to you, Jacob. Best barker in the city. He is incredible. I've watched him bring in 40 people and one open mic, right? And he will get people in there to listen to our jokes, like actual fans. So big shout out. Thank you guys.
Yo, real quick, Gary. So I was just looking at the schedule here. The 22nd. You got anything going on the 22nd?
So we are hoping. I have my show in Denver. My buddies just bought a venue in Denver, so I pretty much have full range to like throw comedy shows there. So we are doing a show. Offenders coming out on the 21st. We're doing 2 times. If we sell out, we're going to do a show on the 22nd, potentially.
So,
but I'm flexible.
The 29th.
29th. I will be in Alaska.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get back to you, man.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of a time to have you on as a special guest.
Okay. Yeah. 29th. I could, yeah, like in terms just on the phone. I got it.
Hey.
Yeah, maybe 29th. I could wiggle it in.
Or June 5th.
I would love to be on.
June. Okay, 29th. All right. Well, we'll talk, man. We'll be in communication.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Of course. Of course. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Jacob. We love you, brother.
Hey, I love you guys too. Shout out to my brother and my nephew that was watching this episode. Hopefully, if they're not, they're gay as hell, but are furries. By the way, we got to start coming up with some furry jokes. Apparently, my nephew's been getting in trouble with the furries in Oregon, so I feel like there's an answer to it.
Okay, I'll come up with some furry concepts, and and then on that episode, I want to hear the backstory of that.
All right, hell yeah.
All
right,
right,
gentlemen. Travis, always a pleasure, sir. CWG for life. Boots on the
Likewise.
ground out.
Take care, man.
all right. Well, that brings us to the end of the podcast, man. He is out there hustling, dude. You know, I've been busy, he's been busy, but we still catch up every other day or so, and my man's out there killing it. But that brings us to the end of episode 12 of the Comedy Writers Guild. I would like to give a huge shout out to the foul mouth teacher, Bill Rhoades. Thank you for coming on, man. It was an absolute pleasure to get a little bit of insight from you. I'd like to thank everybody in the comments, right? Thank you for both sharing your punchlines and liking the ones that you found funny. Special shout out to Amanda Burns, just because I see her name right now. She's always great at shouting out the Comedy Writers Guild and showing all types of love. For the guys that made it on tonight, congrats. Loved it. Sorry I wasn't really on top of my A game tonight. Got a lot going on, but whatever. No excuses. For those of you that did not make it on, do not let that discourage you. Come back next week. We'll be here. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every fucking Thursday. We'll be here. So come on back. Support the podcast by checking out the Comedy Writers Guild Etsy, or just, DM me directly, Cash App, Venmo, whatever. Get yourself a shirt, get yourself a cup. Every dollar that you guys have donated towards purchasing merch and everything like that has gone towards making this production a little bit better. And like I said, we got some stuff coming up in the future. So thank you guys for your love and support. Travis, if you would like to plug your podcast.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Vibecast. It was every Tuesday at 8. However, my work schedule is getting a little bit crazy. I don't even know what my schedule for May is yet, despite the fact it fucking is May. Follow the FireGen page on Facebook to stay tuned on updates for that.
Yeah. Cool. I will be staying updated. Yeah, it's a real chill time. I was on there last week, and it's really relaxing, man. I don't even pay attention to the games. I'm not a gamer, but the conversation is fucking great. So if you're in the games, you're like video games, you're in the conversation, and the getting deep, being funny sometimes, come check it out.
Yeah, it's usually Power Wash Simulator, but I had to recreate Harmon and the Oblivion remaster. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's so funny because I had no idea you did that, and then I came on and I happened to see the character, and I was like, "Why does this guy fucking look like me?" And you were like, "Yeah, we were actually trying to recreate you," and that was pretty funny. Yeah, but thank you guys. Been an awesome episode. Travis, if you would take us out. Love you guys.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Could you call them a bunch of cocksuckers for me?
They're all a bunch of cocksuckers, but they did a great job tonight.
That's right.
I love you,
You
brother.
did a great job. Love you, Joey.
Comedy Writers Guild podcast.
I never gonna